Homes to schedule a tour at Strawberry Farms in O'Fallon. Visit McKelveyHomes.com today and move up to McKelvey.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, hit it.
Chris Ranji, Amy, Mark Scores. The Chris and Amy Show.
You know who it is.
Also, if you didn't know, this is called the show.
On 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Good morning, friends. It is the Chris and Amy Show, but I'm not looking at Amy today.
You are not.
John Hancock is here, 314-436-7900. Thank you for being with us today. Do us a favor.
Yes.
By sending us voice messages and texts. You can do that at 314-436-7900. We want you to listen to us on the Odyssey app. If you're, it doesn't matter where you are, but you can put it on your phone. And then directly from that app, you can leave us voice messages. It's super, super easy to do it. So tell us what's on your mind. Anything we're talking about through the course of the day. If you've got thoughts, want to leave us a voice message, you can record one and send it to us. Like I said, super easy to do it from the Odyssey app. You can also watch the show on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter. We are at Chris Amy KMOX.
Time now for the top of the order. The top 3 stories everyone will be talking about.
Well, it happened again. Westbound I-64 this time. It is closed in Illinois because of an accident. We will tell you how it happened, and it is absurd.
Cherokee Street has canceled their Cinco de Mayo festival. We'll talk to the organizer about that later on today.
And the Cardinals defeated the Nationals 6-1 to win that series. They are enjoying an off day today at home before. Today there's an off day, and then tomorrow they're going to play at home. How about that?
Against the Red Sox.
The Boston Red Sox.
The struggling Boston Red Sox.
Struggling is right. Oh, my Lord. They don't look good at all. But Wilson Contreras is doing just fine. He's been hit by a pitch a million times.
Yes, he has. Sonny Gray off to a good start for the Red Sox as well.
Yeah, that's right. So, John, I don't know how it happened. I do know how it happened, but I don't know how it happens. You know what I mean? So you've got these construction trucks, those big dump trucks that have the bed that lift up. They raise up so that they can unload whatever.
Their concrete.
It's called a dump bed.
Yes.
So for the second time in a week, last time it happened was about a week ago in Maryland Heights, and there's video of it. One of those trucks with the bed up, raised. The driver didn't know it was up, and it was turning a corner, and somebody who was in a car nearby had the foresight to see that this was going to be a problem.
Yeah.
So they started recording with their phone, and this truck takes down one of those street signs that cover the road, just pulls it straight down because his truck knocked it over.
Yeah.
Well, it happened again late last night, and it is closed down westbound 64 near Caseyville.
Mm-hmm.
So that's right across the river, not too far from downtown St. Louis. And it's okay. I understand how this happened, but like I said, I don't know how it happens. How does this happen? How do you not know that your dump bed is raised? Are there not alarms in the truck? Are there not indications to tell you, excuse me, don't drive now because your dump bed is raised?
Yeah. I was leaving the post office the other day. Got in the car. Finished eating my Greek gyro from Jimmy John's. Very good. And
they have a Greek gyro?
Yeah, it's new. It's good.
Wonderful.
Yeah. And anyway, as I'm backing out there in the parking lot, my driver's door, I didn't close it all the way. So it's beeping. Boom, 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 boom. And you look down and it shows your door is ajar. And you would think a dump truck would have a similar type indicator. Or, Ron, if you're driving away and you leave your trunk open.
It lets you know.
Yeah, well, you can see it out of the rear view mirror
That's
there
true.
that your trunk is open. So you would think that a dump truck driver would know that his dump is up.
I don't know how you don't know that your dump is up.
You got to know your dump is up.
Why does it keep happening here, though?
I don't know.
This is
not good.
No, it's okay. I would like to laugh at it, and you know what? I think I'm just going to go ahead and do that. It's very funny.
Yes, but it's also an inconvenience.
Funny. It's a huge inconvenience. Yeah. That's a major interstate.
Right. People trying to get to work.
It's closed, And they are expecting so the IDOT's on the scene trying to deconstruct that sign because it's one of those that covers the entire width of the highway. You know, those street signs.
Yeah.
And so it is now covering the road. But I think this should be a lesson to everybody that while you're in your car, it doesn't matter what kind of car it is, and maybe especially if you're driving a big rig like this.
Yes.
You've got a real responsibility to be aware of your surroundings.
A duty.
And just driving to work today. Oh, gosh, this guy, we were downtown on Tucker.
All right.
And 3 lanes going each direction at one point.
Yeah.
This man was in the middle lane in front of me and decided, oh, I want to turn left here.
Uh-oh.
So he just stopped. And then he inched his way across 2 other lanes to get to the left so that he could turn left. And please don't. If you're that person and you are in the wrong lane to turn and it is too late and you've just noticed it, you have to go up a block and then come back around. Sorry that you missed your turn, but you don't get to stop and then inch your way over and block other traffic because you screwed up. You don't get to do that.
I can relate to the poor fellow.
No, you can't. John, you should have your license revoked.
I'm not a very good driver, and I have a horrific sense of direction. So you get in the GPS, and she tells you, you turn right, so you do. But what she doesn't tell you is whether your next turn is right or left.
Yes, she does.
She doesn't tell me. I don't know what she's talking about.
You're not paying attention.
No. And so, and then she says, turn left in 900 feet, which, by the way, who knows what 900 feet is? You know what I mean? 900 feet is a meaningless prompt.
It's 3 football fields.
Yeah, no. It's, a football field would be
300 feet.
6,000.
It's 100 yards.
600. Yeah. So anyway, but she tells you 900 feet.
Yeah.
I have no concept of what 900 feet is. And so if she tells you to turn left in 900 feet, you figure that's coming up here pretty quick. And if I'm in the right lane, you got to get over. You got to do what it takes.
No. Yes. So here's what it takes, John. You go up a block and then you come back around. You messed up. You don't get to inconvenience everybody else because you messed up.
I suppose you could do that.
See how easy that is? And there's no danger of causing an accident because you're just driving. Because the other people in the cars around you don't know that you've missed a turn.
Could have been running late.
Well, that's your fault.
Well,
it's not my fault that you are late. Is it? I got to sit there in this middle lane while you you force your car into my lane and then the lane next to me, and then you block their traffic, and then the lane that you want to be in. You don't get to do all that.
Some drivers are pretty narcissistic, No,
I think
it's all about them.
Honestly,
they don't care about anybody else.
Most of them are.
Yeah.
Most people are.
Although I will say this, St. Louis drivers
are the worst.
No. I think they're generally, they'll let you get over. They'll,
Yeah, and that's bad. It's bad. Here's why.
Yeah.
The St. Louis or Missouri niceness makes traffic worse for everybody else. Let me tell you why.
All right.
For that reason right there. So if you're so nice that you recognize, oh, this guy's 2 lanes over from where he needs to be. He needs to move in front of me. I'm just going to go ahead and slow down and allow him over. Sounds like a nice gesture, right?
It is.
Not to the 10 cars behind you, though, because they've got places to be, and now you're blocking them. Now you're holding them up. Or, John, this is one that really burns me up, and it's been my mission for the last several years since I've moved back to St. Louis to get people to change on this. But if you're at a traffic light and the person in front at the light, as it turns green, is not paying attention, it is on all of us to give that person 2 seconds and then honk at them. But people in St. Louis, what they do is they just sit and wait.
Oh, I tooted the other day.
Well, you should. 2 seconds.
Left-hand turn, the arrow comes up, and he's sitting there. And I didn't loud toot.
How long?
A couple seconds. Maybe 3.
Okay.
I don't loud toot.
No. You don't have to lay on the horn.
No,
just give a little
bump.
Yeah, like hey,
Yeah.
hey, wake up.
Which is an art, by the way. Hitting the car horn and not being obnoxious with it is, it's a touch, it's a feel kind of issue.
Yeah.
It's a lot like playing the piano.
You could double tap too, which is okay.
Well, the double tap is tricky.
It's hard.
It's hard to maintain
Right.
the constancy of the double tap. So, but I did. I tooted at the guy, and he lifted his head up and made his left turn.
Well, that's great on you, but I've
Yep.
found that most people here don't. They just wait. And they must be thinking in their cars, well, I guess he doesn't see that it's green. Yeah, that's why you let him know.
Exactly.
Honk at him.
Exactly.
Honk at them.
Yes.
And you give them 2 seconds. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, honk.
Boom.
There you go.
That's it.
plenty of time.
Yep.
And as I've said before, and I will reiterate this, y'all in this state cannot drive. You are very, very bad at driving.
Now, see, I think being courteous on the roads is a fine attribute.
Now, the roads,
It's the principle of the lost sheep.
the roads
Rob.
aren't a party, John. It's a thing that helps you get from one place to another.
Yeah.
The rest of us have a place to go.
It's a principle of the lost sheep. If you got a guy out there who's trying to get in the left lane and he's 2 lanes over and he's a lost sheep.
Yeah.
And so you help him. You go get him and you get him where he needs to go.
No.
And you're worried about the 99 sheep, right? And so, which I understand, but the one guy that's genuinely, truly troubled out there is this poor fellow that's got to make a left turn. And so, by golly, I'm going to make a way for him.
Isn't it a valuable lesson, though, for that man to realize, oh, I've missed my turn. I better pay closer attention next time.
Yes.
Because if you reward him by allowing him over, he'll never learn.
Well,
It's like cleaning up the mess for him.
Oh, he may.
No. He's got to learn,
He's
John.
probably sitting in his office right now listening to this show.
No, he's
thinking, oh, man,
I'll
I'll
tell you.
never do that again.
Oh, no, he's not. I'll tell you where he is right now. He's probably lost again somewhere else. Now he's pushing over 4 lanes of traffic because he missed his turn.
Could well be.
Because
lost.
nobody taught him a lesson today.
Yeah.
I honked at him, though.
Yeah.
I let him know who's boss.
Did I tell you, we went to a party the other night and and the instructions said, if you're parking on the street, park on the east side of the street. So we get there and it took us about 10 minutes to figure out which side was it, because we got there early, to figure out which side of the street was the east side of the street. But we finally got there.
Well, I'm glad you're directionally challenged.
Yeah, it's not good.
My guy.
I do have the orienteering merit badge from the Boy Scouts.
Oh, well done.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
John Hancock, Chris Ranji today until 12 o'clock. Then it is the Gas House Gang. It'll be Bernie Miklasz and me. We'll talk about the Cardinals, who are, man, they're looking pretty good. And one guy in particular, I know we've been talking about him, but John and I would like to get into it too. Jordan Walker continues to produce.
How about
and
that
it's
guy?
very early, very, very early in the season. We get that. We're 2 weeks in.
No.
But man,
It's a real deal.
He's looking real.
Superstar.
Hancock with me, Chris Ranji, on the Chris and Amy Show on KMOX.
For the last 33 years, you've discovered that at Banner Construction, we pride ourselves on quality craftsmanship. We believe the single most important decision homeowners must make when considering an exterior restoration project is, who do you hire? At Banner, we provide well-engineered, meaningful, long-term solutions to transform your home into the pride of the neighborhood. Let us help you fall in love with your home all over again. Call or visit bannerconstruction.com and have a banner day.
Experience the power and passion of Mahler's Fifth Symphony with the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra. Music director Stefan Denev leads this monumental work, paired with the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra's first performances of Carlos Simon's Double Concerto Suite, featuring Grammy-winning violinist Hilary Hahn and cellist Seth Parker Woods. April 10th, 11th, and 12th at Powell Hall at the Jack C. Taylor Music Center. Tickets at slso.org.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mary Claire Haver, a board-certified OBGYN and menopause specialist. My new podcast, Unpaused, is the place for bold, unfiltered conversations about what it really takes for women to thrive in the second half of life. Every week, I sit down with medical experts, cultural icons, and powerhouse women to talk about what really matters. New episodes drop every Tuesday. Listen to and follow Unpaused with me, Dr. Mary Claire Haver, available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Attention all dog owners. If you have ever listened to the radio or TV for any length of time, you've probably heard of America's #1 dog supplement, Rough Greens. Greetings, naturopathy Dr. Dennis Black, Amazon best-selling author and founder of Rough Greens here. And if your dog suffers from bad breath, itchy skin, licking paws, joint pain, or low energy, the truth is their food is probably to blame. You see, all commercial dog food is dead food. That's why I created Rough Greens. One daily scoop gives your pup the live vitamins, omega oils, probiotics, and enzymes that will bring their food back to life. Don't believe me? Let your dog try it before you buy it. I'll send you a free Jumpstart trial bag, risk-free. You just cover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFFgreens.com. Use discount code NEWS. Don't wait. Give your dog the gift of vibrant health. Order now. It'll be at your house in a few days. Go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFFgreens.com. Discount code NEWS for your free Jumpstart trial bag today. Rough Green. We make any dog food better.
Do you ever feel like people are mumbling more than they used to? Or maybe conversations at restaurants and family gatherings have gotten harder to follow? If this sounds familiar, it might be time to learn more about your hearing. That's why we're inviting you to a special lunch and learn at the Audiology Center. This event is on April 29th for various time slots. It's a relaxed and friendly gathering where our certified audiologists will talk about hearing and hearing loss, answer your questions, and share how today's hearing aids can help you connect with the moments that matter most. Hearing loss often happens slowly, and many people don't realize how much they're missing. It's important to know how untreated hearing loss can negatively affect you in the long term. It's a no-pressure event, just good conversation and good information, and lunch is on us. Seats are limited, so please call 636-441-7470 to reserve your spot for our free lunch and learn at the Audiology Center on April 29th. Take the first step towards hearing more clearly.
Glover here for my friends at Cantor Injury Law. Cantor is local, and we're here doing the work every day. We're right here in St. Louis, and we're ready to fight for you. CantorInjuryLaw.com or call 314-628-9999.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be solely based on advertisements.
Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
The pitch to Walker, a swing and a high fly ball. Deep center field. Back at the wall, it's a goner! Jordan Walker with his 5th home run. He hit that over the center field fence, and the Cardinals have a 3-1 lead in the 5th inning.
Cardinals have an off day today, but they won again last night, and Washington sucks. I mean, the Nationals they're
not good.
I wasn't even talking about politics there. Washington does stink. The Nationals are not going to have a good season. They're in the process of retooling, I guess.
Yeah.
So the Redbirds did exactly what they're supposed to by winning 2 of 3 against this Nationals team. And the Cardinals are now 7-5. But for me, I'm not so concerned about what the win-loss record for the team is this year. I don't have those expectations. And as you've heard a million times, the season is very long. So I would not extrapolate the 7-5 record. And I'm not even sure I would extrapolate what Walker is doing right now. But to have hit his 5th home run already, and we are 2 weeks into the season.
Yes.
And to be getting on base at a 367 clip, and you're close to 700 in slug. So
12 RBIs,
and you're hitting around 300, 295.
Hack Wilson territory.
John, it's good, and it's a great start, and I hope it's a confidence builder, because we know that one of his issues over the last couple of years has been there's a mental aspect to his game that wasn't where it needs to be. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping a start like this is something he can build on and is giving him more confidence. Well, I don't know about that.
He's the MVP of the National League this year. I'm telling you. Look at the guy. I mean, he's massive. And, he's finally realized that he's massive. And his bat speed is elite. He's being much more selective at the plate. He's going to be the MVP. He's going to hit 53 home runs this year.
Well, so
drive in 127.
Okay.
Bet 287.
287.
Yeah. He's going to have a dozen stolen bases, this guy. I mean, he is the MVP, and his defense. Wow. I mean,
yeah, he's doing okay defensively.
Yes, he is.
He's got an arm.
He does.
But the guy, here's where he is. You mentioned his bat speed. He is hitting the ball hard.
Yep.
Which has been part of the problem with him because he hasn't been getting the ball in the air. He's
Right.
been hitting it on the ground a lot. And he's driving the baseball right now.
Oh, honey.
So, again, and I know we have to keep reiterating this for the crowd out there that says, hey, calm down. It's only 2 weeks. Yes, we know that. We know it's only 2 weeks.
MVP.
What we're talking about, though, is
MVP.
Well, you are. What we're talking about, what I'm talking about, is a guy who looks right.
Looks like the MVP.
Okay. It looks like the way we thought he could play, right? Because I mean, you're talking about a guy with pretty good draft pedigree, right?
Oh yeah,
he was a top prospect for them, so they're going to have some patience with him. This looks good, and I hope it continues. I think everybody hopes it continues like this.
A lot of haters out there, you know. I mean, a lot of people have been dumping on this guy like a dump truck with its lid up. I mean, they've been dumping on him.
They really have
for the last two years. We saw glimpses of this out of the gate when he first came up in 23.
Right.
And, you know, it's all in there. And he's been, and most of these guys are, but he for certain has been the best player on the team since he was 8, all the way through AAA. And now he's beginning to look like the best player on this team. And for what it's worth, I'm predicting a most valuable player award for our own Jordan
I'll tell you
Walker.
what, you go ahead and place that bet on FanDuel.
All right.
Go ahead and let's
What do you
see
think the odds are on that thing?
Well, I could find that
I'll
out.
bet you they're not great.
No. Well, I mean, they'd be good for you if he won.
Yes.
Because I'm sure they're very long odds at this point.
He is the National League Aaron Judge, Raj, and who, by the way, was a later developing talent, was Aaron Judge. So, you know, he got the same kind of build, got the same kind of, you know, you put a little confidence in that guy, and
Jordan Walker is plus 10,000 to be the MVP.
So if I bet $1 on that, I'd get what, $10,000?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, you bet 100, you get 10,000.
Oh, 100?
Yeah.
Yeah, not gonna do that.
That's a pretty good payoff, though.
I know it.
So
I'm pretty darn certain this guy's going to be the MVP.
So what's interesting about this is his odds of winning the MVP right now, according to the sports book, equal to Pete Crow Armstrong, who had a pretty good year last year. James Wood, who with the Nationals, he's their a big prospect. He's got better odds than Bo Bichette.
Yep.
Better odds than O'Neal Cruz, really good player for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Boy, his lapses in the outfield, though, are almost inexcusable.
True. I mean, Austin Riley, Matt Olson, Jackson Chourio all have the same odds as Jordan Walker right now.
There you go.
I mean, hey, if you want to fool around a little bit, you can. Go ahead, put $1 on Jordan Walker to win the MVP this season.
I'm for it. I mean, you just look at the numbers, Rons. That's all I'm going to say.
So I'm looking at them, but we're talking about sustainability here.
Yeah.
Can he keep this going?
Yes.
He can't. He's not going to have 1,000 OPS all year.
Oh yeah. No, I think he can.
John, if he just get me around 800. Give me over 800.
Let's mark the tape there, Peach.
On April 9th, John says Jordan Walker is going to be MVP with a 1,000 OPS at least.
Yep.
Okay.
53 homers.
Well, buddy, I hope you're right.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, when we come back, you may have heard that the Cherokee Street Festival, the Cinco de Mayo Festival, which has been going on for almost 20 years, has been canceled for this season. And it is challenging to put a festival together. In fact, our next guest, Braden Tawaldi, is the host of his own Instagram account. He's an influencer here in St. Louis. He goes by Braden STL. You may have seen his content. And he will have his own festival called Foodies Eat First. And that is coming up May 2nd and 3rd. We'll talk to Braden when we come back on KMOX. And right now, FanDuel has your back with a special Mulligan bet back token this week in golf. Because, pretty huge event is happening at the moment. And as the tournament starts, you can turn any losing bet into a bonus bet for another try. Now you've got protection to take that sleeper pick, or if you want to make a bold prediction, you can do that too, because this gives you, as I said, a little protection here that if you lose, you're going to get something back. So let's say you're backing somebody to win it all, you can go for that. Or if there's somebody else you like for a top 5 finish, you can do that too. You lock in your bet with confidence, because if it doesn't hit, you got that mulligan right there in your back pocket and ready to go. FanDuel.com/Missouri to claim your special mulligan bet back token. FanDuel.com/Missouri. Must be 21 or over and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Refund issued as a non-withdrawable bonus bet that expires 7 days after receipt. Max refund $5 unless otherwise specified. Restrictions apply, including token expiration. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
This Saturday, St. Louis City SC is headed to Texas to take on FC Dallas. And Y98 is going to the Hub STL at the District in Chesterfield for the official City on Tap watch party presented by Michelob Ultra. Join radio host Matt Rocchio for the pregame match show, halftime, and post-match show live from the Hub STL. And enjoy food and drinks from Steve's, Oaxaca, and Narwhals as City SC looks to keep the momentum rolling against Dallas. It all kicks off at 7 p.m. at the Hub STL.
Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
67 and sunny right now. It'll get up to 83 today. Tonight, a low of 59. The weather brought to you by Artistic Decks.
Ready to hit a home run with your backyard? Call Artistic Decks. We're celebrating 25 years of A-plus service with massive rollback pricing. Get a professional custom-built deck for less. Hit it out of the park with Artistic Decks. Call 314-280-0821 today.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Game day comfort steps up to the plate Saturday, April 11th, when the Cardinals face the Boston Red Sox downtown. That night, fans can score a Cardinals dugout hoodie presented by Mercy, built for cool nights, late innings, and early season baseball. It's a classic, easy-to-wear layer you'll reach for all year long. Available in medium or extra large while supplies last. Don't miss this spring matchup. Get tickets and details at cardinals.com/promotions.
Every Sunday home game is a Kids Sunday at Busch Stadium. From Team Fredbird and games to a kid-friendly DJ, ice cream, and family favorite activities. Sundays are built for young fans. Plus, select Sundays feature kids run the bases after the game. It's a day made for smiles, memories, and Cardinals baseball together. Make Sundays your family tradition at Busch Stadium. Tickets and details at cardinals.com/KidsSunday.
At Odyssey, we believe in creating a diverse and inclusive workforce. We also value the power of community and encourage local organizations to help us in referring qualified applicants to our stations. If you're a community organization interested in receiving our vacancy information, simply email equalemployment@odyssey.com. You'll be notified of all our open positions. That's equalemployment@odyssey.com. And for all our listeners, please visit odysseyinc.com/careers for a list of job openings at all Odyssey radio stations.
Tomorrow night, the Cards, the Red Sox.
Cameron Total Access 620.
Cardinals Radio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Chris and Amy show on KMOX, and we welcome in studio Braden Tawaldi, who is a food influencer here in St. Louis. You may have seen him on Instagram, Braden STL, and he's got a food festival coming up here, May 2nd and 3rd. It's called Foodies Eat First, and it is happening about the time that the Cherokee Street Cinco de Mayo festival would have happened. It has been canceled, and we can talk a little bit about that in a moment, but we welcome Braden in. It's good to have you. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. It's a beautiful day in St. Louis, and where I live, they were doing some street construction, so I didn't have to wake up for that. So it's a beautiful day.
Well, there you go. And you're a foodie. How would you define a foodie?
Like when you eat something so good and there's that like sensation,
Yes.
or like to those who are getting ready for the run this week, and how after you run, you just feel this high. Like, think about taking a bite of something. You're like, oh my God, that is so good.
Yes.
Now imagine chasing that runner's high, but it's the foodie high.
The foodie high.
So I don't eat bad food unless probably I make it myself because I can't cook like these chefs. But it's just the people that love that. I mean, think about when you
love to eat.
When you smell smell something, or you taste something, and it takes you back to when you were 10 years old and mom or grandma. Like, I would say, I think we were all foodies in different versions of it. But I'm just at the point where I'm like, let's just embrace it, because that's one of the few things that bring us all together,
So we talk a lot about, and obviously we criticize the city when it deserves it, and it does deserve it quite a bit.
For sure.
But there are some wins I think we should take here, and we don't celebrate them enough. And maybe food is one of them. We talk about how good the food is here in St. Louis, but maybe we don't give it the credit it actually deserves.
I agree. I think the funny thing is no matter, I can walk around this whole office and someone's going to be so passionate about a specific spot, and they're going to be ready to argue why this is the best pasta, or you shouldn't go there for this. So like, we're all very passionate about it. So that's like really, really cool. But yeah, I think food is one of the biggest things in our city that we punch above our weight. We're often overlooked. And I think with us being right in the middle of the country, so many people have relocated here, or people have come back from being on the coast, and you've learned the techniques and you're like, cool, let me bring that back here. But yeah, food is one of the great things. And it's, I got started during COVID to help mom and pops on social media. And really during that time, I saw it as a way of like vacationing in my own city. So food has been able to take me to yesterday. I was in Webster Groves for the first time in a few weeks, there's like the Paint Louis, like we have the #1 graffiti wall in the, pretty sure in the world, the longest. So it's like, it's been able to take me just all over. And so whenever I do travel, I don't really want to do something I can do in St. Louis, or if I do it in that city, I kind of want to compare, but it's like, it's, we have so much to see here, and it's just, changing that perspective of, trust me, I look at my screen time is high because I'm editing videos all day. Right. But let's turn off the TV. Let's go live.
So Foodies Eat First on May 2nd and 3rd. Where is it? What is it?
Yeah, so Foodies Eat First we're coming up. This is going to be the second festival I have. I have another one in August, and by the time it's all said and done, that'd be about 3 food festivals in a year. What Foodies Eat First Fest is, it's for foodies by foodies. So I think about all the pain points of a festival. Long lines, right? You're like, oh my gosh, like I'm waiting on this. But so we've been able to limit the capacity. We break it out into sessions. So Saturday we have a daytime and an afternoon, and then Sunday we have daytime, afternoon. So that allows us to break it out in sessions. That helps us with the amount of people. When you're hot, you don't want to eat. So therefore, I will put this on record. Most of my festivals, will be predominantly inside, maybe about 70%, because if you're sweating, you're not eating, and the whole point of going is that. We also, what we've been able to do, there is an admission fee, and we can kind of go over why there's an admission into a festival. But once you're inside, I don't know where in America you can really get food between $4 to $8 from people that were just Missouri Chef of the Year, people that beat Bobby Flay, Top Cocktail Bar, rising stars in the area. We literally have food from these people for $4 to $8. Like, this is a real St. Louis food scene buy-in that like everyone's just on board. Like I said, $4 to $8.
Yeah.
Or if you want VIP and you're like, you know what, I want to take a bite of all 20 of these spots, you can do it. But it's very upbeat. I mean, we have some very talented DJs that know how to like read the room. So you're not going to come in and just think you're going to hear Journey, or you're not going to just hear Nelly. They're going to see kind of what the vibe is. And I mean, hey, it's Cinco de Mayo weekend too, so we'll have some tacos, we'll have some some Latin music going.
Brandon Tawaldi is with us now. Brandon STL on Instagram, and this festival is at Trust, downtown St. Louis,
Trust.
401 Pine.
Correct.
So it's just a couple of blocks from where we are right now. Tickets are at foodieseatfirst.com.
Yes.
If you want to get tickets ahead. Can you get tickets there, or is it best to do it online?
It's best to do right now online. St. Louis, we have a tendency of buying things at the last minute.
Yeah.
And I with the Dodgers being in town, and it is Cinco de Mayo weekend, I cannot guarantee we're going to have tickets at the door. So I would advise everyone to buy it now, and it's a good deal. We have 4-packs available.
Foodieseatfirst.com to get those tickets. And so I mentioned right off the top that the Cherokee Street Cinco de Mayo Fest, which has been going on 18 years, it got very, very popular. They have canceled it for this year. They have cited some economic problems and security, and I guess spacing was an issue too. You're putting together these festivals, a little bit different vibe than what they have. So what are the challenges when it comes to security and all of that stuff?
Well, like first with Cherokee Street, I'm a Dutchtown guy. So I grew up, when I was, I think in high school or middle school. So I got to see this festival grow, and it's a beautiful thing for the community. I support them. I have people coming in from all over the country. They're like, hey, what do I do this weekend when I'm in St. Louis? I'm like, hey, Dodgers, go see this and that, zoos, go to Cherokee Street, then come to my festival. So I love Cherokee Street, and I want to see them succeed. So I already, kind of message them, whatever you guys need from me, let me know. And I want that to be clear just across St. Louis. I know a lot of times people see 2 different events. It has to be competition. You go to New York tomorrow and there's 15, 20 events.
Sure. Yeah.
Everyone can find their own.
Yeah. I talk about this with these guys. I lived in Chicago for a long time. And when the summer hits, there is a large street fest in some neighborhood every weekend.
Yeah.
Every weekend all summer. And to have something like what this Cherokee Street Fest has been, I mean, those are great, but here they're almost few and far between. I wish we had more of them to celebrate our culture.
Yeah, and festivals are very expensive.
Yeah,
and I people ask me like, hey, why do I have to pay to come into your festival to go ahead and buy more food? And we're here in St. Louis. How many free events we've gotten used to? Hey, this is free. I'm just going to show up. And it's like at that time we had a lot more sponsorship from the Fortune 500 companies and big entities that are in St. Louis. We were seeing a lot more support from them, right? And so as you start seeing that support cut back, we are in a time, and it's not just St. Louis, it's not just the metro, it's not the state, it's the entire country. We have to increase security. So security is not cheap. So where, let's just say a company can say, hey, we'll give you $20,000 in sponsorship. Maybe like 10 years ago, that sounded like a lot. That can cover your entertainment some. 20,000 now could be your barricades, your off-duty officers, your security. So there's a lot to it. Your insurance is going up. But I know so many passionate people. Obviously, you guys can hear my voice. I'm very passionate about making this happen and figuring it out. But those costs that we just can't avoid. So I think, we would love to see more of the powers that be, the entities support these kind of events that are going on. And even like with what I'm doing, like I would love to work with anybody that's listening that works for those big companies. We just need that support in order to keep these things going. We cannot fold and just say, we're not doing this. Like we have to be able to figure out, we have to maneuver. And in this day and age of social media, I mean, everything's possible. So I've had, even like with my first food festival last year, I was trying to work with like some, arts organizations and get them on board to help sponsor. And it was just like, I was getting ghosted and things like that. So I reached out to YouTube and I brought YouTube to St. Louis.
Are when you talk to sponsors or potential sponsors now, are you just not getting responses? Are you getting, hey, we're pulling back? What are they telling you?
I would say about 60% of it is, oh yeah, we've seen this before. And I'm like, no, you haven't. Like you have not seen a festival like mine that is literally bringing people in. You have never seen the iconic Katz's Deli from New York come to St. Louis. You've never seen that. So, a lot of it's like, oh, we've seen this happen. We've done a festival, you get grouped in, and we've seen this fail. And it's like, there's this new wave and new momentum of people that we're often overlooking in our city that are ready to take that torch and just run with it. But we're often hit with that wall. But also, yeah, I do hear a cutback in funding because we know what's going on. I mean, gas, can't believe I spent $4. I was like, I just put a $20 bill in this. I felt like I was a college kid, for a minute. But it's things are going up, so it's a little tighter. But I think you just got to be strategic. And, you know, I would love to see more support. I mean, we just had the 1% tax passed again, right?
Yep.
Let's figure out, even if we can figure out within that, can we just have barricades or some sort of security fund, something in there so these things can keep happening? I'm from St. Louis. You can't spell hustle without STL. So I will always figure it out. And I have the city, the community behind me. But like, let's figure out a way for these events to continue to happen, because we can't. I mean, that's the reason I'm doing 2 food festivals this year, because I don't know, like the end of last year, I'm like, oh, this is getting canceled. Dang, I like that one. That's getting canceled. So I'm like, let's throw 2 food festivals. I have the May 2nd and 3rd. That's at Trust. Make sure you guys get your tickets as soon as possible. And I've done the best I could to make it as affordable. Like I said, and I know the pain points. You know, when you're at a food festival and you're trying to throw your trash away, but the trash is overfilled.
Yeah.
We have a cleaning crew. We were spending money on cleaning crews. You know, you're always in the Johnny on the spot. That's disgusting. We'll have a few of those, but most of our bathrooms are inside. The August 22nd and 23rd festival, I've been putting on record. I believe they could be one of the greatest foodie festivals. I'm focused on foodie, which means the best of the best. But I have a feeling it could be one of the greatest our city's ever seen, because it's at we're locking in the venue. It's at the old Post-Dispatch building.
Oh, nice.
Oh, right here on Tucker.
Right down the road.
Yeah.
A big space, beautiful space. And we have so much buy-in from, you know, all the different hospitality groups in St. Louis. And then we may have some special guests coming back to St. Louis.
Braden Tawaldi is our guest. He is the sponsor, the host of the Foodies Eat First Festival, May 2nd and 3rd. FoodiesEatFirst.com for tickets and information. And we're talking also about the canceling of the Cinco de Mayo Festival, which is really sad. You know, I can never remember the date of Cinco de Mayo.
Okay, it's May 5th.
Oh,
every year.
Thanks, buddy.
Every year, bud. Every year.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
Yeah. FoodieSeatFirst.com. Go get your tickets now. It's best to do it ahead of time. As Braden said, they may not be available. Can't guarantee they will be available. It is at Trust, 401 Pine Street, downtown here in St. Louis, May 2nd and 3rd.
Yep. And we'll have, you know, you guys can follow on social media at Foodies Eat First Fest. That's what it is on Instagram and TikTok. And, you know, see if we do have some tickets available closer to them. But I would highly recommend getting your tickets as soon as possible. And also for Cherokee Street, this is such a big weekend for them, for a lot of those vendors. So just over the next few weeks, just go there for lunch, go there for dinner. It's a great place. So many different options. I grew up in the area and I continue to find new spots.
Braden Tawaldi, thanks for coming in, man. Good luck with this. I know it's going to be great, but good luck. I know it'll also be a lot of work for you over the next couple of weeks.
I appreciate it. It's well worth it.
Braden Tawaldi with us. You can again follow him on Instagram, Braden STL. We appreciate him coming in today. It's John and Chris. We are with you here on KMOX.
Last year, we had 295 trials where we'd been offered a total of $90 million on all those cases. When the dust settled, we had recovered over $1.1 billion in verdicts and mid-trial settlements. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We became America's largest injury firm for a reason. We won a lot, $30 billion and counting. The best part of all those wins is that it helps you when you hire us. All those wins allow us to let the insurance company know we mean business. And believe me, they know who we are. If you've been injured, Google Morgan & Morgan results. You're not bragging if it's a fact. 3 million people tried to hire us last year alone. That happened for a reason. Visit forthepeople.com and let's get started this minute. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
Each year in St. Louis, 10 women are recognized for volunteer leadership that changes lives. They support families, strengthen communities, and create opportunities where they're needed most. Join us Tuesday, May 19th at the Ritz-Carlton for the 2026 Women of Achievement Awards Luncheon. Celebrate their impact and be part of a tradition more than 70 years strong. Reservations available at WOASTL.org. For more information, go to KMOX.com/events.
Presented by Worldwide Technology, the BizDash 5K is back. Produced by the St. Louis Sports Commission, a high-energy corporate race in St. Louis's healthiest happy hour. Thursday, May 7th at Energizer Park. Register your team at STLBizDash.com.
This is the story of the one.
As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey guys, Kevin Wheeler here. I want to tell you about Burn Balance Complex. It's the latest tool available at Supplement Superstores to get you moving down the path you want to when it comes to being in great shape. This is not a fat burner. It is a complete metabolism system. It's Burn Balance Edge for the guys, Burn Balance Zen for the ladies. So make sure you ask for the right one when you go in. But what this does is makes your body work the right way. So what I've noticed in a short amount of time so far, metabolism is great. I mean, you're starting to feel, in fact, I can feel it. Shirts are fitting a little looser. The belt pulls a little tighter. And on top of that metabolism boost, you're also getting some reductions in stress and cortisol levels. You're getting appetite control, craving control throughout the day, all day focused energy with no jitters and crash. And look, it isn't magic. You need to do the work. But I'll tell you this, it's a good assistant. It helps a lot to make the right decisions. So if you want long-lasting results, go to Supplement Superstores. Tell them Kevin Wheeler sent you in. They'll knock 30% off the Burn Balance Complex, and you can find your location at supplementsuperstores.com.
Hey guys, Glover here with my very, very good friend, Dr. Kathy Maupin at BioBalanceHealth.com. If you have reached that certain age and you're just not feeling very well and nothing's working the way it used to work, go see Dr. Kathy. She is not only a medical doctor, she is a patient of this bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. It absolutely works. It's a long-term solution. She is an artist when it comes to helping you with your hormones. BioBalanceHealth.com for Dr. Kathy Maupin.
2026, I've been hearing from customers and friends that their utility bills went up quite a bit for their electric bill. That being said, and you're looking at buying a new air conditioner, or you're thinking, hey, I guess let's just get an air conditioner so it helps with the electric bills. If you have an old system, it definitely can help you. But watch your thinking. Just because you are told this is a so-called high-efficient air conditioner, it's not going to save you nowhere near what you think it's going to save you. Just replacing your old equipment is the biggest thing, and make your house efficient. An air conditioner is not going to make your house efficient. That being said, it's a great time to purchase an air conditioner if you get the correct one. Don't overspend. Don't believe the hype. In other words, don't drink the Kool-Aid. Call me, Bart Inman, at 314, one easy number, Missouri and Illinois, 314-293-2600. Again, the easiest of numbers, 314-293-2600 or bartinman.com. God bless.
The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX and the free Odyssey app. Now, did you see this? With Chris and Amy.
Well, John, I got a good one for you.
All right.
I got a couple of good ones for you, actually. Did you see that the White Sox, this upcoming season, they have just announced one of their theme nights? Cardinals have a bunch of great theme nights, and we're going to have Megan Eberhardt in studio, I believe, soon, maybe tomorrow.
She's the best.
Yeah, we'll talk about all the promotions the Cardinals have coming up. They always have some good items. Well, as you may remember, the Pope, the newly elected
White Sox
Pope,
fan.
Yeah, White Sox fan, grew up on the south side of Chicago.
Yes.
Well, on August 11th at Rate Field, they will be giving away Pope hats.
Wow.
Sox Pope hats.
The tall ones?
No, the not super tall, like the, I don't know what they're called.
Huh.
So they're calling it yes, it is. They're doing Pope Night, and it is called Pope Night Hat. They're giving away a Pope Night hat. And so you have to buy a special ticket. It's black and gold and silver.
Ooh.
Looks kind of cool, actually.
Yeah. Does it have the White Sox logo on it?
It does. It has the sock, the white sock. Yeah.
That
Very
sounds
cool.
That's very good. Oh, yeah. Yeah,
You like that?
Yeah, I do like it. Yeah. My son was telling me they strictly enforce seat assignments there. So
yes, they do. You cannot.
Because there's nobody in the stadium, right?
Well, that's not. All right. So you know how if you have an upper deck ticket, normally like you see seats empty down low, like I'm going to go down low. I'll go sit down in the first.
Of them.
That happens all the time.
Yeah.
No, like at Busch Stadium.
Yeah.
Well, about 25 years ago, John.
Yeah.
These two dipsticks, who were father and son, ran onto the field in the middle of the game and started beating up the first base coach of the Kansas City Royals.
Oh.
So that happened. And there was another incident where somebody got on the field and went after an umpire, and that umpire just pounded him into the ground. It was Laz Diaz, I think.
Oh, okay.
And so
bad umpire.
Ever since then, they have not allowed upper deck tickets down low, which is kind of silly. I don't think that's going to keep anybody from being on the field.
Yeah. Just thought that was an interesting observation.
That is
When
right.
You got nobody in the park there. Did you see how sparsely attended that game yesterday was in D.C.?
Yeah, they are.
Wow.
So in that area, my understanding is the Orioles are kind of the team.
Right.
Even though they haven't been historically great, at least not in the last 20 years or so.
Yeah.
They're still the bigger name. And so the Nationals have a tough time drawing as it is. It's just this year they're supposed to be especially not good.
Yeah. They can hit, but I don't know that they've got any pitching over there.
John, did you see that Michael J. Fox is still alive?
Good.
So yesterday, CNN on their website posted a story, and the title of the story was Remembering the Life of Actor Michael J. Fox.
Oh, boy.
They didn't report that he was dead, but people started to think,
sure.
Is he?
Sure.
Because why would you post something like that? And Michael J. Fox responded and said, I'm alive and well. Let's not worry here. I'm okay.
Yeah, of course he has Parkinson's, and
Yes.
but he's not that old, I don't think. But I don't think he's 70 probably.
No, he's I just saw his age. I'll see if I can find it. But
that was like that the Elliot Davis hoax a few years ago. Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
We talked to him after the fact.
Right.
Michael J. Fox is 64.
64.
Oh wow.
There's a Beatles song about that.
Yes, when I'm 64.
Yeah, being 64. Did you see that Matt Carpenter, who's got children,
Yes.
was assisting in a Little League game? And
Yeah.
so he was pitching, it looks like. And he threw a pitch to his son, who hit a sharp ground. There's a video of this.
Yeah.
He hit
Twitter.
a sharp ground ball right back up the middle and hit Carpenter square in the...
Where you don't want to be hit.
You do not want to be hit there.
Right. And down he went.
And so he posted on Twitter, I thought my days of bad hops were over. Guess not. And the video there. So we are all hoping that Matt Carpenter is okay.
Yeah, he's a really good guy. I've got to meet him. I'm sure you've met him. But he's just a really, really fine guy.
Big fan of his. And when he was here, productive for a long time.
Yeah. That 2018 season of his was remarkable. Remember that? He hit 20 with 36 homers or something like that.
Still wish he would have put on batting gloves.
Yeah.
It bothers me when hitters don't wear batting gloves. I look at it and go, man, I wish you had gloves on.
Natural,
And
man.
I don't know why I don't like it, but I don't like it. John Hancock, Chris Ranji on KMOX. We have hour 2 of the show coming up next. We will talk to Matt Pauley, the host of Sports Open Line.
Gotta love it.
Birds are off to a pretty good start. So is Jordan Walker. We've mentioned that. Other guys as well. We'll talk to Matt Pauley in just a moment on KMOX.
Guys, Kevin Wheeler here for FanDuel Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of KMOX. It's been my sportsbook for many years, even before it came online in Missouri, because I travel a good bit, and I would play when I would be in another state. Well, now I'm playing here at home. I guess you could say that I'm somewhat presented by FanDuel. Anyway, FanDuel's got your back this week with a special mulligan bet back token in golf. So once the tournament starts, you can turn any losing bet into a bonus bet for another try. So now you've got protection to take that sleeper pick or to make a bold prediction. Maybe you're sure who you want to back to win it all. Go for it. Now, if you like someone to have a top 5 finish, lock it in with confidence, because if it doesn't hit, you've got that mulligan in your back pocket ready to go. So just go to FanDuel.com/Missouri to claim your special mulligan bet back token. And remember, you have to be 21 or older and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Refund is issued as a non-withdrawable bonus bet that expires 7 days after receipt. Max refund $5 unless otherwise specified. Restrictions apply, including token expiration. You can see terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I opened a restaurant and needed everything: menus, signage, catering brochures.
Everything and then some.
I went to Staples. They printed it all and even suggested takeout menus.
One money pit with a side of fries.
But now at Staples, you get up to $125 off custom print orders.
$125 off. Now you're cooking. Brand your business in a big way at Staples.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in-store, online, or in the app by 4/18 to unlock. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents. So when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the ones you'll actually move into and call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Spring is here in St. Louis, and if you're thinking about selling, now is the time, but timing is only a part of it. Hey, this is Kevin Wheeler. I'm here with Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. And Gloria, tell us, why is it still so important to choose the right realtor?
Simple. Not every home is selling fast or for top dollar. Here's the difference. I already have the buyers. With over 2,400 buyers in waiting, I'm not just listing your home. I'm matching it with demand. That's how I offer my guaranteed sale program. We sit down, agree on the price and timeline, and if your home doesn't sell, I'll buy it myself. But my goal isn't to buy your home, it's to sell it for the most money possible in the least amount of time. And that's exactly what my system does. My clients don't have to hope their home sells. I guarantee it.
If you're selling your home this spring, call the one I trust. That's Gloria Liu, 314-325-6888, or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. That's GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession.
The trusted voice of St. Louis. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
It is 10 o'clock and we've got plenty of sunshine, blue skies in downtown St. Louis, 68 degrees. I'm Debbie Monterey. The Eads Bridge was shut down about 45 minutes ago due to police activity. Commuters are being advised to use alternative routes to cross the Mississippi between Missouri and Illinois. We're also still dealing with that sign structure that fell onto I-64 between 157 and the exit 9 area there. So just keep that in mind if you are coming into St. Louis on 64 westbound. Ceasefire talks scheduled to take place this weekend in Islamabad are now in doubt because of Israel's ongoing attacks against Hezbollah targets in southern Lebanon. The U.S. and Israel say Lebanon wasn't part of the current ceasefire agreement, but Iran says it is. More from CBS's Elizabeth Palmer.
Fortunately, they haven't said we're going to start shooting again, but they have said, you better cut this out. We want to see an end to the attacks on Hezbollah, or we will not come to Pakistan to start talking with the United States, those negotiations that are supposed to be being led by Vice President Vance.
American Airlines now charging an extra $10 per bag effective today. It's $50 for your first check bag, $60 for a second, $200 for a third. Southwest raised its bag fees earlier this week, joining Delta, United, and JetBlue as they all try to offset jet fuel prices that have soared since the Trump war with Iran began. You don't often think about trees until they're gone. Those who live near O'Fallon Park in North City understand that.
The landscape is very stark there, and it continues to be devoid of the green space.
Meredith Perkins of Forest Relief says O'Fallon Park lost almost all of its trees, huge mature trees, in last May's tornado. This Saturday, they plan to replant 350 trees.
This is Forest Relief's biggest volunteer tree planting effort since our conception back in the 90s.
Forest Relief working with the City Forestry Division, Great Rivers Greenway, O'Fallon Community Development, and Black Healers Collective. The Cinco de Mayo Festival on Cherokee Street has been canceled this year. A social media post from the Cherokee Streets Events Foundation blames rising costs, among other factors. It also says they're working on an alternative event. From the KMOX business desk, a Hazelwood man hits the jackpot. The Missouri Lottery says that player split the $548,000 prize with another winner. The winning Hazelwood ticket was purchased at a 66 Gas Mart in Hazelwood. The other was sold in Maryville. The Missouri Lottery says In St. Louis County, players won almost $196 million in fiscal year 2025. And just an update, it does look like there is still a closure of the Eads Bridge because of police activity. We'll keep our eyes on that for you.
Breezy and very warm this afternoon with sunshine and some clouds, high 84. Mainly clear this evening, then increasing clouds later tonight. Breezy and mild for early April, the low 63. Cloudy and cooler tomorrow with a couple of showers, even a thunderstorm, high 68. For Saturday, clouds, some sun and warmer. There could be a thunderstorm, high 78. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Right now, it's sunny and 68 degrees. The weather sponsored by Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
If you need a new garage door, this could be your lucky day. Entries are now open for the $5,000 sweepstakes at Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. A winner will be chosen at random to receive $5,000 towards new garage doors, openers, or front entry doors of their choice. Enter now at overheaddoorsstlouis.com.
The Chris and Amy Show is video streaming now on KMOX's YouTube, X, and Facebook pages. Click and subscribe.
The pitch is swung on, ground ball to Burleson. He has it, flips to O'Brien, Redbird winner. The Cardinals win the series 2-1 and won the game today 6-1.
Go Paulie! Paulie's a great name. Go Paulie! What'd you do for Paulie? Anything? Me, Paulie, I was responsible.
Paulie, we're here because of you.
Cardinals do win the series in Washington against the struggling Nats team, and now they come back home to face a struggling Boston team, and that will get started tomorrow. We'll have the first pitch at 7:15 right here on KMOX, the pregame show ahead of that as well. You're going to want to listen in. And now we are joined by the host of the pre and post game shows here on KMOX and Sports Open Line and Redbird Rush Hour. It is Matt Pauley joining us today. Hello, Matt.
Hey, how's it going?
Going pretty well. Maybe not going as well as the Cardinals because they've done pretty well here in the first couple of weeks of the season. I'd say the reviews are in and they are so far strong.
Yeah, I mean, the old adage is win your home series and go 500 on the road, and that's exactly what they've done. They won their first two series against the Rays and the Mets, and then they go on a road trip and they go 3-3 over the road trip. So I think they're doing exactly what you want them to do at this point in time. They're playing a fun brand of baseball. They're a very entertaining team to listen to or to watch. So, yeah, I mean, we're 2 weeks into the season, but so far I don't think you could ask much more of them.
Hey, Matt, who's got a 364 on base percentage for the Cardinals?
Is that on base percentage? Is that JJ Weatherholt?
Yeah, that is correct.
Okay.
That is correct.
All right.
We'll take on base percentage for 200, Alex. So JJ Weatherholt, as hoped for, I think has been a very, very solid player. And to this point, 2 weeks into the season, it doesn't look like we're missing Brendan Donovan all that much.
Look, I guess yes, at the surface level, sure. And look, Brendan Donovan, I don't know if you've been watching, he's been putting up huge numbers with Seattle.
3 homers.
316. Yeah, OPS above 1,000 for Donovan right now. So, look, Brendan Donovan's a really, really good player, and we're all rooting for him, and hopefully he can stay healthy and put up a fantastic season in Seattle. I think you look at JJ Weatherholt, and you see a guy that's got an elite hit tool, and he's somebody who already fits in. Yeah, he's not swinging it great right now. You mentioned the on-base percentage. He just keeps finding ways to get on base. He has gotten on base every single game he's appeared in this year. So to open up his career, what is that, 11 straight games now that he's played in that he's gotten on base. So I don't know if I would say, they don't miss Brendan Donovan because he's putting up great numbers and he's a really, really good player. But just looking at JJ Weatherholt on his own merit, I think he has stepped right in and done a really good job.
Yeah, and I know we have to preface all of this with it's only been 2 weeks so that you don't get the people to push back against you and say, hey, it's only been 2 weeks, calm down. But for an initial 2 weeks of a career, all the stuff that we heard about him, and we had the opportunity to talk to him once or twice on Gas House Gang, and he seems to be a guy who's got it, he's got his stuff together. And not all young players do. So far, he appears to be as advertised as it comes to that.
Yeah, I think so. He fits in. He doesn't look like a rookie when you're in the clubhouse at the same time as him. And this is a better thing to say during spring training than during the regular season, because the clubhouse is a little bit different in the regular season because there's meetings and there's stuff going on and guys are in and out. But yeah, I mean, you didn't get the feeling that the moment was too big for him. And I know I kind of alluded to this a moment ago. I'm impressed by the fact that even though he's not really hitting right now, he's a 244 hitter, and this dude's going to be an elite hit for average guy for sure. The fact that the hits are not coming as much as you would like them to come here at the moment, he's still finding ways to get on base. He's got the 8 walks in the 12 games. He's got, as John mentioned, the on-base percentage that's above 360. The moment does not seem too big for him, and the hitting will come around, but he's still finding ways to be productive. And oh yeah, by the way, that defensive play he made yesterday was really, really good. So you've put him at second base. I think it really helps him that you've got Mason Wynn to his right at shortstop. That probably allows him to play a little bit more off the second base bag because Wynn's got very good range, so less room that he has to cover. But he's done a really nice job defensively, and that double play combination between him and Wynn, that's just going to continue to grow moving forward. So I really don't have anything negative to say about J.J. Weatherholt at this point.
Yeah, really like the way he turns at second base on the double play. That was the one thing, you had to worry about because it's a relatively new position for him. So I made a little prediction earlier this morning, Matthew.
Okay.
So you got Orlando Cepeda out there and Bob Gibson, Joe Torre, Willie McGee, Keith Hernandez, Albert Pujols. All of them were the National League most valuable player. And I think we may have one in our midst right now in one Mr. Walker. What do you think?
I mean, if he keeps doing what he's doing now, yeah, he's in that conversation for sure. I'm just glad he's not terrible right now. Like that was the standard. He had been literally one of the single worst hitters in all of Major League Baseball over the last couple of years. And now you're looking at a dude in the first 2 weeks of the season that is just putting up absolutely insane numbers for where he's been at. Yeah. OPS over 1,000, tied for the Major League lead in home runs with 5. He's already got that RBI total up to 12. He's leading the team in RBIs. I was a little worried. So I've been worried on 2 things. He had won 2-game stretch, the final game of the Detroit series and the first game of the Mets series, where I think he went 0 for 6 maybe with 3 or 4 strikeouts. Yeah. And I thought, okay, is this where he starts to fall back? And then he surged forward again. And then when Mason Wynn got injured and they put him in the lead in the cleanup spot, I got worried in that moment because he's going so good. Why mess with what's, you don't mess with happy. You don't mess with good. You don't mess with all that. Well, he's gone into the cleanup spot and he's done a really nice job. So, some of the under the hood stuff, you look at him and you say, is this sustainable? And I don't think a plus 1,000 OPS is likely sustainable for him, but can he be a plus player? Can he be a really good player? Can he be a middle of the order run producing bat? Can he put up fringe all-star numbers? Well, he's doing that. He's doing more than that right now, but you go under the hood a little bit. You look at what he's not swinging at. I actually think that is the single most important thing of what we're seeing right now from Walker. His swing decisions are so much more improved, and it's not all the time. There are still times that he misses on some pitches that you feel like he should drive, but he's missing on a less percent. We spent the last 2 years watching him take middle fastballs going, what are you doing? You got to swing at that. That's got to be damaged. That's got to be over a wall. That's got to be extra base hits. That's got to be in the gap. And he wasn't doing it. Now he is doing it. The home run that he hit yesterday, that's the exact type of pitch that when you get delivered that pitch, when it's up in the zone, you got to be able to turn on it. And he's doing that. The launch angle is really, really good where he's at right now. Yesterday is a great example of that because I know people roll their eyes when they hear launch angle. Well, yesterday, if he doesn't have the right launch angle on that home run, I think it was 31%. If it's not a 31% launch angle, that thing's not going over the wall. It just barely got over, and that has everything to do with swing path. He's doing a lot of good things. I know I'm just going on and on and on and on right now, but it's so good for Jordan Walker. And we could keep going. There's just a lot of really good things to like about what he's doing. And the outfield, like the outfield assist the other day, 100 miles per hour out of his hand. Are you kidding me? It's so good right now.
So what he's doing with the bat, it is unless you look at strikeout rate or swing and miss. I mean, those rates are still a little too high. It's not the worst thing in the world as long as when he is connecting, he's creating damage, but he's hitting the ball harder than almost anybody else in baseball. He's barreling the ball almost better than anybody else in baseball right now. You know, his bat speed is better than almost everybody else in baseball. The guy's like
Aaron Judge. He's Aaron Judge.
When he is making contact, he's driving the ball, even though he's also hitting to right field. He's hitting the other way, and he's hitting the other way hard too.
Yeah, Ranjan, to be perfectly honest with you, the strikeouts don't bother me at all. And this is why.
It doesn't bother me as long as he's hitting home runs.
Well, I think there's more to it than that as well, because occasionally he still swings and misses at that low and away pitch that you really don't want him to swing at. Remove that from the equation for just a second, and hopefully that continues to get better. There are some pitches that are fringe pitches, 50-50 strike ball type pitches that are on the outside that bluntly he can't do anything with, or he's not going to be able to do anything with. Those are the pitches that he has been swinging at previously, and if he happens to make contact with it, you're not going to get any production. So if it's going to mean a few more strikeouts every once in a while because he's going to sit and watch that pitch that's a 50-50 type pitch, if he's going to get called out on strikes on that every once in a while, doesn't bother me at all, because what that shows me is he is being very selective in the pitches he's going to swing at. It's the same and not the same as Alec Burleson last year, because the difference with Burleson was he could go make contact with absolutely anything. Walker, not so much, but Burleson stopped swinging at the stuff that even though he could make contact with, he wasn't really going to do much with. There wasn't going to be damage. There wasn't going to be production. He was going to make contact on something, and he was just going to be rolling it over to somebody. And when Burleson stopped swinging at that stuff, he instantly became a silver slugger. So for Jordan Walker to sit there and take some of those pitches on the outside, if he's going to get called strike three on occasion on those, that's fine, because it shows what his approach at the plate is right now.
So we're all the question here is about sustainability for him. Like, how long can he keep something? I don't think he's going to be 1,000+ guy OPS. I mean, if he gives me 800+, that's a huge win in my book, at least for this season. But what we're trying to figure out is, does it look right? Because he was getting results in stretches last year, but I'm not sure that the bat looked as good as it looks right now. To me, the way he's approaching at bats, the way he's making contact, and as hard as he's hitting the ball when he does make contact, that looks different to me. It doesn't look like the old Jordan Walker even during good stretches. Do you see it similarly or no?
Yeah, I would probably remove the last thing you said, because he's always hit the ball hard. Last year, I think he was.
When I was driving the ball instead of hitting the ball hard on the ground.
Yeah, but right, exactly. Like, that's swing path, that's launch angle, that's all. That's not just driving it into the ground. So that's the difference. He's always hit the ball hard. Now he's hitting the ball hard in a way that it's getting over the heads of people, and that makes all the difference in the world. Bernie was talking about this yesterday when I had him on Sports Open Line. His average launch angle right now is 15%, where last year was like 1% or 2% or something. That is a dramatic change for him. So yeah, it looks different. All the under the hood StatCast numbers on him are really good. More often than not, that leads to the baseball card numbers that people really want to hear about, and that's happening right now. There is nobody who has given us more false hope in the last 2-3 years of Cardinals baseball than Jordan Walker. So I do want to pump the brakes, just in the sense that we have gotten hope from him before. But to your point, Ranj, it looks different this time. Now, if a month from now it goes back to it, then we can say, well, it was just another case of false hope. But right now, it looks different. So I think there's at least a higher percentage chance of this being the start of something real.
The start of something big. Should we be worried about Mason Wynn?
I think you should be cognizant of Mason Wynn's struggles. I don't know. And, if he turns into a guy who's just a really, really, really good glove, and you accept the fact that he's not a plus offensive player, I mean, that's still good for him. Like, he's still impacting the game in a positive way. If he plays a different position, or if he is not as high end of a defensive player, I'm probably answering this question differently and saying, yeah, you do need to be worried. The bottom line is he's not hitting, and at times when he just looks not great at the plate. We've seen moments from him, and we don't know. Last year he was compromised, and when he wasn't compromised, he put up really good numbers. Now he's got this thing right now that he sat out a couple games. We don't really know how healthy he is, and it's probably not going to be something that we ever know. I believe in Mason Wynn as an offensive player. I don't think a 154 average and a 472 OPS is who he actually is, but at the same time, if he is dealing with stuff right now, I think it's okay to be concerned by the idea that, is he going to have time in the season to actually recover from all that if he is continuing to play every day? So I would say just watch it, see what it looks like. I'm not quite to the level of concern with Wynn, but I'm not that far away from it either.
Matt Pauley's got Redbird Rush Hour at 5 o'clock, then Sports Open Line at 6 o'clock tonight. Anything that we need to know about?
No, not that I can think of.
Okay.
That you guys are two of my favorite people in the world.
I'm talking about talk about your shows, Matt. Nobody cares about us.
I give you a compliment and you come back at me? Come on.
Hey, thanks.
One
buddy.
of you two guys are one of my favorite people in the world. How about that?
There you go.
What do you mean? John's nice. Matt Pauley, thanks, buddy.
See you, bud.
You bet. Thank you.
Yo, Paulie, your sister's with me. I'll call you back later. See ya.
5 o'clock sports here on this station. Also, 12 o'clock here on this station. We've got Bernie Miklasz and me, Chris Ranji. We will talk about this start by the Cardinals. We'll have a lot of Cardinals talk today, in fact, and we hope that you will stick around for that. But until then, it is John Hancock and me, and we love that you are hanging out with us on the Chris and Amy Show on KMOX.
Hi, St. Louis. This is Ben Barnett. I'm a board-certified master arborist, and I've been caring for St. Louis trees for over 25 years. Today, I'm going to help you choose a tree care contractor. Here's how it's done, so pay close attention. First, call everyone you know who has ever done any type of outdoor work, including that cousin that used to sleep on your couch. Leave them all messages and wait around to see if they call back. Here's a hint, they won't. Now, post to all your social media that you are looking for recommendations for a good tree service. Now beware, because there will be hundreds of different recommendations. So you need to carefully go through each one, checking that they have the proper insurance, background checks, and even the slightest idea of what they're doing. Schedule a bunch of appointments, and when nobody shows up, get really frustrated and put the whole project off for another year. Or you could just call Timberline Professional Tree Care, 636-479-7475. Or visit us online at stltreecare.com.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents, so when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the ones you'll actually move into and call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
It's your captain speaking. To the passenger with the Mirror Fast soft chews, smart move.
No way am I letting travel constipation ruin this trip.
Can't blame you. Mirror Fast works fast, but without the harsh side effects.
Since I'm such a smart traveler, can I move to first class?
No. Close the curtain, Carol.
From the makers of Miralax, new Mirafast soft chews work naturally with your body in as little as 30 minutes to give you a comfortable go on the go. Find Mirafast today at your local retailer. Use as directed for occasional constipation. Contains magnesium hydroxide.
Siteman Cancer Center Spotlight, and we are discussing esophageal cancer with Dr. Raymond Jin.
Curative, that's a complex decision that involves what we call multidisciplinary care.
So that involves a surgeon, a medical oncologist, radiation oncologist. So you need the expertise, and that's something that we have here at Siteman, especially geared for these esophageal cancer patients.
Siteman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer. Visit siteman.washu.edu.
Spring cleaning rule number 1, out with the old, in with the new. And frankly, your family's old internet connection is a dinosaur. Upgrade to the 1 gig modern family standard from i3 Broadband. It's 100% true in-home fiber with equal upload and download speeds, so your teenager's gaming won't crash your video call. Even better, we're currently offering our longest price guarantees ever on our gig speed internet services. Say goodbye to exploding promo prices and hello to budget certainty. Visit i3broadband.com/radio and start your spring off right.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com.
Turning 50 doesn't mean slowing down. It means getting smarter about your health. That's why we created Neovitin Men's 50 Plus Multivitamin. It's doctor formulated to support your energy, immune health, and overall vitality. Plus, it's made in the U.S. using the finest domestic and international ingredients. Take control of your health with supplements you can trust. Look for Neovitin Men's 50 Plus at your local Schnucks, Dierbergs, or online at neovitin.com. Neovitin, made for men who keep moving forward.
Spring is here. Hi, this is Tim Gamma.
And I'm Tom Gamma.
When it comes to tree care, call the name you can trust. Gamma Tree Experts, founded by our dad, Frank Gamma, in 1954.
Frank will be 91 this year, and the third generation of Gammas have joined the business.
Call our team of certified arborists to inspect your trees and shrubs today. Knowledge and quality are hallmarks of our reputation. Now in our 72nd year.
For pruning, fertilization, and removal, call Gamma Tree Experts today or visit us at gammatree.com.
Your trees deserve the best care.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best Eggs. They're just so delicious with better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
100 years, one legendary voice. We live KMOX's century of service, classic audio, photos, videos, and more at KMOX100.com.
Chris and Amy show on KMOX. John Hancock is here filling in today. And
1 day only.
That's right. 1 day only today. Hey, our Barch Madness tournament came to an end yesterday. John, you may have heard about that. Yeah. Yes. And it was a great success, I think. McGurk's and Soulard.
Thousands of votes cast.
John D. McGurk's.
There he is
the winner of the tournament yesterday. So congratulations to the best bar in St. Louis, John D. McGurk's.
Wow.
Now, you would think that we did a really great thing here and that everybody's happy about the results.
Well, I'm sure they are.
Very quickly, I should mention that it was a tight matchup.
Handful of votes.
McGurk's won with 50.3% of the vote. They just barely won. But not everybody's happy about it. You'll be stunned to find this out. Just going by to our Twitter account at Chris Amy KMOX and the responses to the Twitter poll that we did.
Saying that people aren't happy out there?
Well, here's a comment.
Yeah.
It's kind of sick that every single result here is wrong. There's just a whole other world out there.
Wow.
Which is a crazy thing to say because this tournament was very well done, very well seated.
The committee,
the committee did an exceptional job.
Stellar.
These are all bars that were submitted to us by the listener.
Yeah.
So I don't know what this idiot's talking about. This tournament was dope.
What about the comment that says terrible seating? What do you say about that?
Terrible seating. We had 3 number ones in the final 4. Yeah, that's excellent seating.
Yeah. You gotta love it.
You get bent with that.
Well, people get upset out there, you know. And I can, O.B. Clark's barely losing. I can relate to that. You know, you hate to see
barely
that.
losing?
Yeah.
What you mean when you were running for office?
Missouri Secretary of State.
Did you barely lose?
Barely lost.
Nice. I think that's impressive. Yeah.
Would have
So
been better if I barely won.
Yeah. Well, obviously,
Yeah.
nobody remembers the scoreboard.
They don't.
A win is a win. That's all
But
that really
good for
matters.
McGurk's.
And this guy named Scotty who responded and said invalid bracket, ice and fuel not in there. Well, you should have
Oh.
nominated him.
Ice and Fuel.
Where is that?
That's in Kirkwood. I've been there.
Kirkwood?
Yeah.
How is it? Fine?
Lovely.
Lovely.
Never
Lovely.
Somebody wants to know why Heavy Riff. We didn't do breweries. This was a bar thing. Heavy Riff is more of a brewery, is it not?
Yes.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
So, terrible seating. Get lost with it. We nailed it. This committee nailed it. You're wrong and bad.
It was a good committee.
Great job by us.
Yes.
Couldn't be happier with the result. Congratulations to John D. McGurk's.
Yes,
They got
John
fish
D.
and chips in McGurk's?
Oh, you know they do.
I don't know that.
They have to.
Do they?
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
I mean, you would think so. I bet they got to have bangers and mash.
Maybe.
Do they have shepherd's pie?
That's a tough one.
Do you know I've never had shepherd's pie? I'm always
trying to think.
I'm curious
What
about
is
it.
shepherd's pie? Is it hamburger and potatoes?
Yeah, it's like it's like a mixture of all, like the potatoes I think are on the top, mashed potatoes, and
Yeah.
underneath is all the meat.
Yeah.
Minced meat.
Minced meat.
Minced
So
meat.
like ground beef.
Oh, is that minced meat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
mincemeat pie, does that have ground beef in it?
Oh boy.
It's tough to say.
I think
Some do, some
Nobody
don't.
knows. Nobody knows.
mincemeat is a pie.
It can be. That's John Hancock. I'm Chris Ranji. Congratulations again to McGurk's. And we do appreciate you commenting and participating and voting and everything. And at Chris Amy KMOX on Twitter, at Chris Amy KMOX. Please follow us. And then you can vote whenever we have polls again. Jacob is watching us on YouTube, says any best bar list without Applebee's is a joke. All right, Jacob, we're not here for your jokes. This is not funny. Nothing about this is funny. It's John Hancock and Chris Ranji today on the Chris and Amy Show, the Gas House Gang at noon on KMOX.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Who's been talking about St. Louis sports since 1985? Bernie Miklasz.
This is going to be a likable team. I don't know how many games you're going to win. You're down 7-1, and at that point, they weren't deflated. They weren't demoralized. They're like, all right, good for you guys. You hit us in the mouth. You drew blood. We just tasted our own blood. Now we're going to knock you on your ass. Let's go.
Bernie Miklasz. Hear what he has to say on the voice of the Cardinals, KMOX. Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
73 degrees and sunny in St. Louis. We'll have a high of 83 today. Tonight, overnight, a low of 59.
Weather sponsored by Renner Garage Door, forward and back, RENNER.
Giddy up! Cardinal Cowboy for Team Renner here, America's oldest family-owned garage door company, serving both wholesale and retail markets. Free repair or replacement quotes and $100 off a new garage door.
The BizDash 5K, presented by Worldwide Technology, is back. Produced by the St. Louis Sports Commission, this high-energy corporate race is St. Louis's healthiest happy hour, combining fitness, fun, and unbeatable team bonding for companies of every size. Runners and walkers of all levels are welcome. It all comes together at Energizer Park Thursday, May 7th in downtown St. Louis, an office party like no other. Create your company team today at stlbizdash.com. Many of you know that my inspiration for becoming an accident attorney was my brother Tim, who was rendered a quadriplegic at age 18. I didn't know what a personal injury lawyer was or what they did, but I soon did. Tim was treated terribly by the insurance company, and I became enraged. It was a constant delay and deny. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Tim later worked with me for 27 years. Last year, my hero died at age 65. You can see my eulogy for him by visiting mybrothertim.com. He was one hell of a man. Because of Tim, together we built the largest injury firm in the world, and our clients are treated the way I would want my family to be treated. At Morgan & Morgan, nobody is a nobody and everybody is a somebody. If you need our help, visit forthepeople.com on your phone or computer. See you soon, Tim. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
This is the Gas House Gang from KMOX.
Bernie Miklasz and the Gas House Gang, today at noon on America's Sports Voice, KMOX. It's Major News with Major Garrett, our weekly conversation with CBS's chief Washington correspondent.
We always talk to Major Garrett at this time every Thursday just after 10:30, and we do welcome in the chief Washington correspondent for CBS News. His show is called The Takeout. You can watch and listen to The Takeout on CBS News 24/7, and Major is with us. He is also the commissioner of the finest March Madness pool in the entire country, and he's with us now. How's it going, Major?
Yeah, it's the only one with annoying stream of consciousness missives from the commissioner, which is me.
So every day during the tournament, Major does send out a message.
Not every day, but pretty frequently.
Pretty frequently. And he sends out a message to everybody, and they're fairly lengthy. And I'm thinking this, so there was a lot of work that goes into these messages. And I'm thinking this has to be his, it's got to be your way of decompressing. Because of everything
it most absolutely is. It absolutely is. And none of it's AI generated. It's all me. And it really is this time of year. It is an outlet for me. It's one of the few things that I can sort of take on a different persona. They're written in a different voice. Part of it is tongue in cheek. Part of it is confessional. Part of it is therapeutic. Part of it is, I hope, slightly comedic. And much of it is rooted in some observations about the basketball being played on the floor and the state of college sports writ large. It's just a way for me to kind of exercise different muscles around the tournament. And as I've always said, there's a huge charity component to the tournament. It's always been a charity tournament for me. Whatever the winner gets, I triple the winner's amount, and I give that to the winner's designated favorite charity. This year's winner will be Make-A-Wish Connecticut. So the Connecticut chapter of Make-A-Wish. Our winner wanted to make the money go that way, and the winner got $1,000, and Make-A-Wish Connecticut will get $3,000. That comes from me, the commish. So it's a pay-it-forward thing for me, but it's also an outlet for me just to decompress and have a little fun.
And also, I should note that I was one UConn victory away from winning the whole thing.
You were.
That's right.
You were right on the cusp. And I'm telling you, that game on Monday was not beautiful basketball. It was aggressive, heavily defended basketball. I described it as a bar fight with a bunch of broken beer bottles on the floor. It was tough and gritty. That was in one of my commission notes. So UConn came close. Michigan wanted to run them out of the building and never could. And that thing was down to the wire.
Well, let's talk about the stuff that's not quite as fun.
Exactly.
See, I'm sorry to bring you back down. Well, I mean, where do we stand right now? I feel like that's the question every week. But yeah, where do we stand right now with the talks between the United States and Iran? We're in this ceasefire, trying to get the strait reopened. What's going to happen here?
So I don't know what's going to happen. The strait is closed effectively. I mean, 4 vessels yesterday. That's not open, not even remotely. A big part of the conversation is what the vice president, J.D. Vance, described yesterday as a misunderstanding. The Iranians don't regard it as a misunderstanding. The United States and Israel don't. The United States and Israel say the ceasefire never included Israeli military operations in Lebanon. Why would there be military operations in Lebanon related to Iran? Well, because Hezbollah in southern Lebanon is a full-fledged, identified, and tactically aligned proxy of the Iranian regime attacking Israel. And Israel wants to eradicate it once and for all, much as the Israeli government wants to eradicate the Islamic regime within Iran. So it's not a minor deal. And the Iranians have said if Israel continues its military campaign in southern Lebanon, all bets are off. Does that mean the war restarts again? What happens to the Strait of Hormuz after that? None of that is known or knowable at present time. That doesn't erase the fact that in the last 5 to 6 weeks, Iran has absorbed many significant military setbacks. The military achievements for the Pentagon are very substantial. That is unquestionably true. Those things matter in terms of Iran's capability for the next year, the next 2 years, the next 3 years, the next 4 years to menace the region or pursue a nuclear weapon or rebuild its ballistic missile capacity. All that has been set back considerably. But the regime is still there, and it's still clinging to power, and it's still exerting a negative influence on the global economy by doing something that lesser powers have long done through human history. And what is that? Stop the flow of economically valuable goods through a narrow passageway. And that's where we are.
That's where we are. And, of the 697 objectives that the administration has given, have we met any of them?
Yes. I mean, so degrading ballistic missile stockpiles, yes. Degrading drone stockpiles, yes. Taking out a number of significant regime figures, yes. Mostly that was done by the Israelis. The first two were done by U.S. military strafing runs. And setting back the ability of the machinery within Iran at lots of different nuclear sites to enrich uranium to a high level. Remember, you can enrich uranium to about a 3 or 4% level. That's for civilian nuclear power. If you enrich it to 90%, you have what's called fissile material that you can convert into a bomb. Iran never got to 90%, but it got to 60%. The ability with centrifuges to do that work has been degraded. That's all true. Doesn't mean their nuclear program is over. It also doesn't mean significantly that we've recovered the highly enriched uranium up to about 60% that the Iranians possessed. We'd really like to get that. I think anyone viewing the long-term aspirations of Iran and nuclear weapons would say you can't really set them back unless you get that highly enriched uranium, which again is not weapons grade, it's not fissile, but it's close. So you'd want to get that out of there. The president keeps waffling back and forth on whether that is or isn't a priority. So I don't know what he actually believes the importance of that highly enriched uranium is, but anyone I've talked to who wants to evaluate the future trajectory of an Iranian nuclear program says, if you really truly want to set it back, take the stuff out that's close to bomb grade.
Major Garrett is joining us here on KMOX, and these elections that just took place this past week, and they happened around the country. Democrats did pretty well in a lot of them, and it's not the only either special election or scheduled election that has happened in the last several months where Democrats have either overperformed or actually won races. Does it mean anything for the midterms coming up?
Sure. How much it means is hard to know. I remember when I covered the midterm elections in 1994, and there was a couple of special elections that Republicans won in unexpected places. And Democrats said, oh, that's not really a harbinger of anything because special elections are distorting because they have low turnout and there's high out-party interest and lesser in-party mobilization. And then Republicans took over control of the House for the first time in 40 years. And those midterm elections, special elections, were harbingers. They were indicators. Same was true in 2010 when the Democrats bounced back. And 2006 when Democrats bounced back against Republicans, and then when Republicans bounced back in 2010. So these special elections are indicators of grassroots mobilization, energy, fundraising, candidate recruitment, and the like. They don't tell us exactly what's going to happen, but they are warning signs often for the in-party. Now look at the Georgia 14th election. That's far northwest Georgia. Marjorie Taylor Greene's seat. She won it in re-election in 2024 by a margin of 27 points. Trump carried the district by 33. Clay Fuller, who was on the takeout last night, Congressman-elect, the Republican, won the seat by just over 13 points. So that's a lesser victory. It's still a victory. And look, in politics, wins matter. Just win, baby. That matters. So Clay Fuller, the Republican, is coming to Congress, not the Democrat. But that margin indicates that there's some restiveness even in a very staunchly, predictably red district like Georgia 14. The Wisconsin Supreme Court race, I don't think is as much of an indicator because Republicans simply did not play in that race. The majority on the Wisconsin Supreme Court already solidified for the Democrats. They weren't going to plow good money after bad after losing the other ones that were much closer. So Republicans kind of took a pass on that. But even so, the margin of victory for the Democrat was stratospheric. So even in a race where it wasn't hotly contended and Democrats really didn't need to show up, they showed up anyway. That shows a kind of muscle memory and a kind of reflexive mobilization that I think most Republicans, when they look at this objectively, would find worrisome.
Well, in the Trump era, Republicans have really never had any kind of showing when Trump himself was not on the ballot. So that's got to be a concern for the GOP. And the other thing that happens, there's maybe conventionally 25 to 30 House seats that are considered competitive in the fall. And but when you're seeing margins, and it's not just these specials, it's been all of the elections, the Virginia, Mississippi, New Jersey, and then all the other specials that have taken place. When you take them as a whole, Democrats are running 11, 12 points over Kamala Harris in almost every single one.
Exactly.
And so, and now all of a sudden, instead of 25 to 30 seats being competitive, that number expands to maybe 40, 45. And that is what could be a tidal wave.
It could be. And the most important practical application of this is, though it oftentimes feels that there's an endless amount of money in politics and there's too much money in politics, there's a finite amount. And Republicans do go into this midterm cycle with a lot more money in their cash on hand bank accounts than Democrats do. But if you start seeing more and more races come on the board as competitive, that financial advantage begins to diminish because you have to start distributing money in places where you didn't think you were going to have to spend it before, meaning you're spending less on hyper-competitive races and are suddenly having to spend on now nominally competitive races that you thought were going to be a walkover 6 months ago. Your resources become strained. And sometimes money doesn't solve all of these problems. Voter mobilization can mean, and I know people are skeptical about this, but it's really true. Voters who show up are more powerful than dollars that chase advertising. Oftentimes people are like, oh, my vote doesn't matter. It does matter. And money can make for lots of commercials. It can make for a lot of phone calls and text messages and door knocking. But if people really believe that they want change and they show up in larger numbers than historically, they can counteract money. And that's been true when Republicans have had more money and when Democrats have had more money. And this feels like a time when voter mobilization might be more important than ever.
Major, yesterday, actually, we got word that automatic registration for the military draft is going to begin in December. We still do have registration for the draft, and we've had it for a long time. But this is something a little newer. Is it anything that is actually striking a chord with people at the moment?
I don't know yet. I think it's something that is going to become more a part of our conversation, especially if the ceasefire falls apart. The president has already said on social media overnight, if the ceasefire falters, we stand ready to restart the war. If this war becomes a longer duration campaign, if there are, for whatever set of reasons, boots on the ground deployment of either Marines or special forces in any capacity, that will change the conversation about the war. It will not lead us to thinking that we need to institute the draft, but it may create more anxiety about that possibility. And when this administration says, well, you're automatically registered, you're automatically in the system, people are like, wait, why are you doing that? Is that preparation for something? Well, the administration better, A, have an answer to that, and B, an answer that deals with whatever anxieties may come if this war continues.
We are visiting with Major Garrett, Washington White House correspondent for CBS. The House Oversight Committee, it looks like, is not going to be hearing from Pam Bondi. Is there much angst on the Hill over this?
Well, there is among Democrats and a handful of Republicans, because the subpoena was approved by the House Oversight Committee, and that subpoena is for Pam Bondi. Now, the Trump administration says, no, it was for Pam Bondi, Attorney General of the United States. Well, the Democrats who voted for it and the Republicans on the committee who voted for it say, well, what we want are answers from the person who was at the top of the Trump Justice Department about this subject matter, the Epstein files, relevant to her time at the Justice Department. That she's no longer Attorney General doesn't mean she doesn't know things relative to the questions we want to have asked and answered. But the administration said, nope, it's invalid. She doesn't have to appear and is not going to appear. And for those who've been following this story closely, wondering why Attorney General Bondi was sacked and fired when she was, now have reason to believe that it, at least in part, dealt with not her handling of the Epstein files, but this subpoena from a Republican-led House Oversight Committee. Yes, all the Democrats voted for it, but enough Republicans voted for it to get that subpoena across the finish line. And those following the Epstein story look at this and say, wait a minute. Was she fired simply so they could say she didn't have to testify? Now, yes, Pam Bondi, when she was Attorney General, did answer questions in private with the committee, but that's different. And the range of questions would have been different under this subpoena, and everyone knows that. So for those who believe that yet again, less is being provided about the Epstein matter than could be provided, this, if not confirms that, certainly adds to their suspicions that Pam Bondi was fired, not because she was a bad Attorney General, but because the administration wanted to avoid this subpoena and what might come from it.
Major, we'll talk next week.
Okay, see you.
Major Garrett, Chief Washington Correspondent for CBS News. His show is called The Takeout. It is on CBS News 24/7. You can watch or listen to that show. He does a fantastic job. It is the Chris and Amy show today. John Hancock is in, and we've got something to give away. We'll tell you a little bit about that when we come back. We're not giving it away yet, but you should know all about it. You should also know that with the huge golf event happening right now down south, FanDuel has your back with a special Mulligan bet back token this week. Once the tournament starts, and now that it has started, you can turn any losing bet into a bonus bet for another try. Now you've got protection to take that sleeper pick, or if you want to make a bold prediction, go right ahead. So you're backing somebody to win the whole thing. Hey, go for it. Or you like somebody to maybe finish in the top 5, lock that in too, and you can do it with confidence, because if it doesn't hit, you've got that mulligan in your back pocket ready to go. FanDuel.com/Missouri to sign up and to get started. FanDuel.com/Missouri. Claim your special mulligan bet back token. Must be 21 or over and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Refund issued as a non-withdrawable bonus bet that expires 7 days after receipt. Max refund $5 unless otherwise specified. Restrictions apply, including token expiration. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Game day comfort steps up to the plate Saturday, April 11th, when the Cardinals face the Boston Red Sox downtown. That night, fans can score a Cardinals dugout hoodie presented by Mercy, built for cool nights, late innings, and early season baseball. It's a classic, easy-to-wear layer you'll reach for all year long. Available in medium or extra large while supplies last. Don't miss this spring matchup. Get tickets and details at cardinals.com/promotions.
Every Sunday home game is a Kids Sunday at Busch Stadium. From Team Fred Birding games to a kid-friendly DJ, ice cream, and family-favorite activities, Sundays are built for young fans. Plus, select Sundays feature kids run the bases after the game. It's a day made for smiles, memories, and Cardinals baseball together. Make Sundays your family tradition at Busch Stadium. Tickets and details at cardinals.com/KidsSunday.
Your garage door is always there for you, rain or shine. Are you taking your garage door for granted? Is it screeching and whining for attention? Trust Overhead Door Company of St. Louis to keep your garage door reliable. Maybe the old weather stripping needs replaced to keep out the cold and hot air. Call Overhead Door Company of St. Louis, trusted here since 1926. For same-day service, call 314-781-5200 and schedule online at overheaddoorsstlouis.com.
It seems like just yesterday when I captured my son's first steps, or when we recorded his soccer games on VHS tapes. Those moments are gone. But the old home movies and pictures don't need to be. That's why my son created Legacy Box.
That's right, Mom. Over 1 million families have used Legacy Box to digitally preserve their old home movies and photos.
Simply fill Legacy Box with your old camcorder tapes, film, and photos. They will professionally digitize and send them back on DVDs, thumb drive, or the cloud.
With Mother's Day around the corner, it's the perfect time to get your legacy box and save your family's history. After all, few things are as important as protecting your precious memories. Give your mom a Mother's Day present she'll never forget. Take advantage of our Mother's Day sale, which starts now. It's our best deal of the year. Save up to 60% off. Visit legacybox.com/radio, and for a limited time, get an incredible 60% off your order. That's legacybox.com/radio for 60% off. Legacybox.com/radio.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
At EasyCater, we believe every workday gets better with great food. Like that morning status meeting. Always better with bagels. And don't forget the coffee. Ops team working late? How about some Power Bowls to keep them going strong? Sandy's celebrating 10 years at the company. This calls for cupcakes. With EasyCater, you get a huge variety of favorite restaurants with tools to help meet dietary needs and stay on budget, all on one platform. So make every workday better with EasyCater. Start an order at easycater.com.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Chris Ranji, Amy Mark scores, because life is too short for boring radio. 104.1 FM, KMOX. Now, the Cardinals Conversation on KMOX. Sponsored by Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance. We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we've got Missouri covered.
Yeah, we did talk a little Cardinals already earlier today. And
With
we
our
should
own
let
Matt
you know
Pauley.
we talked to Matt Pauley, and they are playing again tomorrow, though.
Yes.
You got to wait until tomorrow to catch some Cardinals baseball. It will be Dustin May to get the start, and I have my hope is that he has a turnaround here, because his first couple of starts been really bad so far, and I suspect that he is not going to be a pitcher with a 16 ERA all year, and that's almost where it is now. He's at a 15.95 ERA through just 7 1/3 innings, so they need a whole lot better from him. Again, I think he's going to figure it out, unless there's an injury or something, which there's no reason to think there is yet. But yeah,
it's all been location with him. I mean, the stuff looks good.
Yeah, velocity seems to be there. Yeah.
So it's just he's locating the ball in the center of the plate, and that's not a good place to pitch.
That will be tomorrow, 7:15. We got the pregame show at 6:20 on KMOX, and if you have the Odyssey app, you can listen to it free there. Billy Idol is coming to town.
Is that right?
You know Billy Idol?
I remember Billy Idol.
Billy Idol
It's got to be 106.
It might be. He is performing at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater on September 10th.
You don't say.
And we got a pair of tickets we're going to give away before the show is over today.
How about that?
You've got to be listening for your chance to win. If you are not listening, you don't get squat. That's how that's going to work.
That's how it works.
John Hancock is in for Amy Mark's Scores today. I'm Chris Ranji, and it can be confusing what the cost is for cancer treatment and getting screened for it. And people aren't sometimes confident that they can go get screened and how much that might end up costing them so they don't do it or they delay it. Well, Strategic Director of the Prevent Cancer Foundation, Allison Steinberg, will join the show to help you figure all those things out. And we'll talk it over with Allison when we come back on KMOX.
Take me back home, man.
At Missouri Farm Bureau Health Plans, your health is our commitment. That's why we provide high-quality health coverage at affordable rates to Missourians like you. And unlike other options, you can apply at any time throughout the year. From individual and family plans to dental vision coverage, our plan options are designed to meet your needs. Together we care, together we grow, together we thrive. Missouri Farm Bureau Health Plans. Plan on us. Visit us at mofbhealthplans.com and contact your agent today.
The Cardinals Hall of Fame and Museum is the official home of Cardinals history. For those who want to be a part of one of the sport's greatest collections in the world, museum membership is the way to go. Cardinals Museum membership provides unlimited admission for 1 year, exclusive Hall of Fame bobbleheads, discounts, ticket offers, and more, in addition to supporting exhibit design and artifact restoration. There are a variety of membership levels, including our ultimate level of membership. For more info and to join, go to cardinals.com/membership.
Hey guys, Kevin Wheeler here. I want to tell you about Burn Balance Complex. It's the latest tool available at supplement superstores to get you moving down the path you want to when it comes to being in great shape. This is not a fat burner. It is a complete metabolism system. It's Burn Balance Edge for the guys, Burn Balance Zen for the ladies. So make sure you ask for the right one when you go in. But what this does is makes your body work the right way. So what I've noticed in a short amount of time so far, metabolism is great. I mean, you're starting to feel, in fact, I can feel it. Shirts are fitting a little looser. The belt pulls a little tighter. And on top of that metabolism boost, you're also getting some reductions in stress and cortisol levels. You're getting appetite control, craving control throughout the day, all day focused energy with no jitters and crash. And look, it isn't magic. You need to do the work. But I'll tell you this, it's a good assistant. It helps a lot to make the right decisions. So if you want long-lasting results, go to Supplement Superstores. Tell them Kevin Wheeler sent you in. They'll knock 30% off the Burn Balance Complex, and you can find your location at supplementsuperstores.com.
Hey, this is Charlie Brennan. If it's cold outside, the team at Morelli Tuck Pointing is still busy. During colder months, Morelli can inspect any exposed brick inside your house. If your basement has a stone or black wall, Morelli can remove the worn-out mortar from that wall and replace it with new mortar. This tuck pointing work will reinforce your foundation, prevent water from entering your home, and thwart pests. This is a great time to get the inside of your garage inspected, and the same goes for your brick or stone fireplace. I've used Morelli Tuck Pointing to repair the chimneys, walkways, and walls of 2 homes here in St. Louis. The Morelli bids are fair, their crews are super polite, and they clean their job sites. Don't take my word for it. Check out the reviews on Google. Winner of the BBB Torch Award and the Next Door Neighbor Fave Award, 35 years in business, an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, 314-645-1387, MorelliTuckPointing.com.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
It is 11 o'clock. Right now we've got sunshine, 74 degrees in downtown St. Louis. I'm Debbie Monterey. House Democrats will try to advance a war powers resolution aimed at limiting President Trump's power over military operations in Iran as early as today. Senate Democrats will also vote on its own war powers resolution. CBS News congressional correspondent Caitlin Huey-Burns explains what's behind the vote.
Republicans have been very eager for this to wrap up so that they can go on to other things, talking about the economy and touting their perceived accomplishments. It's difficult to do that with Iran hovering over everything. So you would imagine that there would be some Republican support for reining in the president when it comes to Iran. But I don't think we're likely to see that because at the outset of this, Republicans were concerned about hampering the president's power. Here, Democrats are going to try to force them on record at a delicate time.
Oil prices are climbing back toward $100 per barrel. Stock markets worldwide slowing following their big gains from the day before. After a car crashed into a South County home Tuesday, residents are calling for change. A video circulating online shows that vehicle slamming into a house on Telegraph Road just after noon. Jane Hurt was inside her neighboring home when she heard the crash.
I was sitting in my bedroom, which is right
right here. And I heard this awful noise. I moved pretty fast. The car was upside down and the gentleman was laying in my neighbor's yard.
Hertz says this is not a one-time issue. She says drivers constantly speed on that road and injure residents and their pets. 60% of drivers say glare from headlights is a problem. AAA Missouri's Nick Chabaria says part of his vehicle design.
We've seen the vehicle height increase over time. And then we've also seen headlight technology specifically around the LED bulbs.
On the flip side, Chabaria says pickup truck drivers are less likely to report being bothered by headlight glare. From the KMOX business desk, it's Green Dining Week. Bethany Buddy is owner of Squires in Lafayette Square, one of a number of restaurants committed to things like banning styrofoam, recycling, composting, and increasing sustainable food and product purchases. Her hope is that it extends outwards.
If we can just learn how to do this at home as well, that is going to just better our environment. Any little tiny thing that we can do is going to create an impact.
Tomorrow, Squires will donate 25% of proceeds from certain menu items to Earth Day 365. Buddy was last year's Green Dining Alliance Award winner. The weather is sponsored by the Missouri Book Festival, April 18th in Washington, Missouri.
This afternoon will be breezy and very warm with more sun than clouds, high 84. Clouds will increase later tonight, breezy and balmy, the low 63. Cloudy, cooler tomorrow, a couple of showers, maybe a thunderstorm, high 68. Clouds and some sun Saturday and warmer. Watch out for a thunderstorm, high 78. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM KMOX.
It is currently sunny and 74 degrees in downtown St. Louis. Bring your family and friends out to the Missouri Book Festival Saturday, April 18th in Washington, Missouri. Enjoy cooking demos, live theater, book talks, storytelling, and more. Featuring authors from Missouri and beyond. Visit MissouriBookFestival.com for details. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
Proudly serving St. Louis for over 100 years. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
Hour 3 of 3, Chris and Amy show. John Hancock is in today. I'm Chris Ranji. And as I mentioned right before we went to break, for many people out there who might be confused about the cost of cancer treatments or even screenings, in some cases, people just don't do it because they don't know what it'll cost or they're not sure how to get treatment. To discuss that with us and what people can do, Strategic Director of the Prevent Cancer Foundation, Allison Steinberg, is with us on KMOX. Good morning, Allison. How are you?
Hi, good morning. Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you for being here. So let's talk first about what Prevent Cancer does, the Prevent Cancer Foundation, and what the findings are as far as what people or how people are not getting treatment because of all the confusion we're talking about.
Sure. So the Prevent Cancer Foundation it's the only U.S.-based nonprofit that is solely dedicated to cancer prevention and early detection. And we carry out our work in 4 areas. We do research. So we fund researchers and communities in early detection and cancer prevention. We do education, we do outreach, and we do advocacy to make sure that policymakers know that increased funding for research and for supporting legislation really improves access to these early detection and screenings.
And,
so our survey.
Go ahead, Allison.
Right. So as you indicated, we do a survey annually at the Prevent Cancer Foundation. And this year, the big headline is that nearly 3 in 4 adults in the U.S. say they're behind on at least one of their routine cancer screenings. And one reason that stood out this year for missing these screenings is cost anxiety. That's not just cost about the bill for the screening itself, but fear of unexpected costs. And 35% say that cost is what worries them the most. And that's up from last year's respondents. So that means that people are now reporting that they are just as worried about the cost of these screenings as they are about getting diagnosed with cancer.
And most of the screenings, if not all, are covered by insurance if you happen to have health insurance, right?
Correct. Thankfully, in most cases, routine cancer screenings are covered by insurance, often at no cost to the patient. And this is true, as you said, for private insurance, for Medicare, and for Medicaid. Unfortunately, though, it's really not always easy to find that information. And we really need to do a better job of letting the public know that these routine cancer screenings, in most cases, are covered by insurance. And you had mentioned, if you do have insurance. So even if you're uninsured or maybe your plan has limited coverage, there are still free and low-cost screening options. And we list those for the public on our website at preventcancer.org/free.
Allison, I do often wonder if insurance is difficult to navigate on purpose. It sure feels like it is. And so because of that, how difficult is it to get the word out there that, hey, you're going to have these things covered if you decide to go do them, and therefore you should? Because it to me seems that it would be fairly easy to let people know that they're going to be covered, that you're okay if you go get this done. So why is there such a difficulty in that?
I'm an oncology nurse myself, and I've treated patients. My dad had cancer. My mom had cancer. I'm still confused about what screenings are covered, and I'm not always sure, if I have to get an MRI, whether, what portion of that will be covered. So it is confusing inherently, and that can lead to people putting it off. As we said, cost is a reason, but people may not know what screenings they need in addition to, what is this going to cost? And there are two common misconceptions related to kind of not knowing what screenings they need. First, people incorrectly assume, okay, if cancer doesn't run in my family, I don't need to worry about it. And then secondly, people assume, okay, I feel healthy, everything's fine, I don't need to get screened. But we really want to let the public know that even if you don't have a family history, even if you feel fine, you still need to get your recommended screenings. And I do want to mention that less than 10% of cancer cases are actually hereditary. So majority are not inherited. And another item that, or a factor that plays a role in confusion is that screening recommendations sometimes change, based on evidence. And so that can also complicate, what the public's level of knowledge is.
Yeah, and some things like colon cancer, people are getting that at younger ages now than historically had been the case, right?
Correct. And, the evidence is still preclinical in terms of why, but now you should get screened at age 45 instead of 50 for colon cancer. And so we are dedicated to funding research that is looking at why are younger individuals, or why are people getting diagnosed earlier. But the big thing is you want to know if you're at the age at average risk, you need to get screened.
Allison Steinberg with the Prevent Cancer Foundation here on KMOX. And I know how I felt. I got my colonoscopy because I was, I'm over 45. I was supposed to get it done. I put it off for a couple of years. I finally did. Glad I did it, but I was just nervous to do it. I wonder how much of failing to get screened is people just almost thinking, well, if I don't go get screened, they won't tell me I have cancer, and therefore in my mind I don't have to worry about it. So does that happen very often where people just don't want to hear it?
I do think individuals may be afraid of the results. They may be afraid of, or not clear about what entails, what a screening entails. One of the good things we have on our website is information about, what is a mammogram like, what is a colonoscopy like, and the more that we can be transparent about that, the better. But yeah, fear and confusion stop people from getting screened, and that's when, unfortunately, we miss that window, that chance to prevent cancer as we can with colonoscopies and with cervical cancer screening. So ideally, we want to catch it early. One of our slogans here is early detection equals better outcomes, because when you detect it earlier, that's when treatment can be most successful.
What about any distrust in the medical field? Because that seems to have increased pretty dramatically over the last 5 or 6 years.
Right. If people don't know, first of all, what a screening will cost, that on top of existing like distrust in the general healthcare system, that becomes another reason just to put it off. And unfortunately, 1 in 5 adults who are behind on screenings say that distrust in the healthcare system is why. We really need to make sure that we have simple, trustworthy information that they can then move forward knowing that they need to take action.
You mentioned the benefits of early detection, and that just makes sense. Cancer treatment here in the United States is getting better all the time, and the survival rates are getting better all the time. I wonder if the public really knows that.
Sometimes if you're not directly affected by it, you may not be aware of what survival rates are, but you're right. And being an oncology nurse, when I often did the education for the patients up front, right when they're diagnosed, and I would tell them, first of all, even if you're diagnosed with a cancer that often has relatively poor outcomes, everyone is different. And so things can go differently, even if it's a difficult prognosis. So I'm not sure, what people believe the outcomes are, but the important thing is that we want to get ahead of cancer, prevent it, and detect it early before patients have a less optimistic outlook.
Is that the best way you think to maybe alleviate whatever anxiety or fear a person might have from getting an actual screening done? Is that, hey, if you do it early, we could probably fix it, right? So is there any better way to do that?
Letting people know that statistically, if you're detected earlier, you have much better outcomes is one way. I think also empowering individuals to know that they have some preventive measures that they can take. So knowing your family history, making sure that you get your recommended cancer screenings, some of that like primary prevention in terms of limiting alcohol, protecting yourself from the sun, exercising, those things. And absolutely getting vaccinated against HPV and hepatitis B. So there are things that people can do to prevent cancer. But if you do have it, if you do get diagnosed with cancer, you want to be diagnosed early, where you have the most positive outlook for survival and for your treatment outcomes that you have.
PreventCancer.org is the website. That's PreventCancer.org. The strategic director of the Prevent Cancer Foundation, Allison Steinberg, with us. Allison, we appreciate your time. Thank you for talking with us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
That is Allison Steinberg. And again, the website is PreventCancer.org. And as I have talked about already, was it earlier? Was it in January? I went and got that colonoscopy done. I was super nervous about it. I didn't want to do it for a million different reasons. One of them is, if I don't go, they don't tell me anything bad. But it's just that, and that's a really stupid way to look at it.
No, you want to know what's going on in there
so they can fix it.
Yes.
So get it done. PreventCancer.org. John Hancock, Chris Ranji. We do have the Gas House Gang coming up. Bernie Miklasz will be in with me. We'll talk about the series that's getting started tomorrow, Cardinals and Red Sox. And we'll talk to Rob Bradford, who covers the Red Sox. He'll join us at 12:30 today. A lot to talk about with the Redbirds. Off to a pretty good start. Some of their youngsters off to good starts as well.
Oh, yeah.
A lot to talk about with Bernie. That is the Gas House Gang coming up at 12 on KMOX.
Last year, I had back pain radiating down my right leg. The pain was so bad I was willing to cut my leg off to stop the pain. I could barely walk and had to stoop over when I did just to take pressure off the spine. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. In my professional career, I've represented thousands of people who've had herniated discs and issues with their neck and back, but never fully appreciated what they were going through until it was my turn. It's like trying to describe colors to a blind person who's never had sight. All I can tell you is it hurt like hell, but worse. My daily walk was gone, and that bothered me a great deal. Then I thought of all of you and how much more devastating this type of injury could be for you. My life stopped. I now feel your pain. Just know at Morgan & Morgan, we got your back. I understand. Morgan means more.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
I love a day on the water with friends, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis sometimes holds me back. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
Teaching music is my passion, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. Now I'm treating my joint symptoms with Skyrizi.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin at 4 months.
Or if you are an adult with active psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
Straight Realty has always been an industry leader when it comes to commissions, so it should come as no surprise that the recent Realtor settlement has only empowered us to continue offering our sellers even better rates. We now list homes for only 2%. Hi, I'm Christina Straight, owner of Straight Realty. Call me 314-441-4444. Why pay more than 2? You can also listen to my podcast on my website, straightrealty.com.
Commissions are not regulated and are negotiable. Straight Realty is a licensed broker in the state of Missouri.
Game day comfort steps up to the plate Saturday, April 11th, when the Cardinals face the Boston Red Sox downtown. That night, fans can score a Cardinals dugout hoodie presented by Mercy, built for cool nights, late innings, and early season baseball. It's a classic, easy-to-wear layer you'll reach for all year long. Available in medium or extra large while supplies last. Don't miss this spring matchup. Get tickets and details at cardinals.com/promotions.
Every Sunday home game is a Kids Sunday at Busch Stadium. From Team Fred Birding games to a kid-friendly DJ, ice cream, and family favorite activities. Sundays are built for young fans. Plus, select Sundays feature kids run the bases after the game. It's a day made for smiles, memories, and Cardinals baseball together. Make Sundays your family tradition at Busch Stadium. Tickets and details at cardinals.com/KidsSunday.
Siteman Cancer Center Spotlight, and we are discussing esophageal cancer with Dr. Raymond Jin.
We're starting a program here in the upper GI space called PREVENT. That's the acronym, and it's really aimed at trying to detect these cancers early and even to kind of, reverse them and understand kind of the science behind why they form.
Siteman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer. For more information, visit siteman.washu.edu.
The spring cleaning rush at Zero Res. This week's flash sale, $50 per room of carpet clean for unlimited rooms and whole system air duct cleaning for just $599. Visit ZeroResSTL.com to book your appointment. That's ZeroResSTL.com.
A century strong. The voice of St. Louis. KMOX.
Chris and Amy show on KMOX. John Hancock is in today. Oh, we got a couple of sports things to get to, but they're a little not necessarily sports on field related. And have you heard this story about NFL reporter Diana Rossini, who is one of the main NFL people in the country? I mean, she's, for those anybody who follows the NFL, for years, she's been a really well-known reporter.
Yeah.
And she was with ESPN for a long time and now is with The Athletic.
Nice gal, is she?
I don't know. I don't know her. Well, she seems to be in a little bit of trouble, John, because in the last several days, the New York Post had published photos of her on a vacation with head coach of the New England Patriots, Mike Vrabel.
Ooh.
And there are photos taken from a distance, so somebody was clearly watching them from far enough away. And there are photos of the two of them hugging.
Might have been Mrs. Vrabel's private investigator.
Maybe. So, by the way, he is married, as John mentioned. She is also married, not to each other. They're married to different people. And there are photos of her.
Not for long, perhaps.
We'll see. I mean, there are photos of her and Vrabel holding hands, like interlocking fingers. There's a photo of him hugging her and them in a pool together.
Ooh.
So there's all kinds of stuff, right? It doesn't look good. It does not look good.
It's a bad look, they say.
It's a very bad look. They have defended themselves by saying that
they're just friends.
They're just friends. They were on a trip with a bunch of other friends, and there were other people there too. Which one of the photos, yes, there are a group of about 4 or 5 folks off to the side. They are off by themselves canoodling.
Anybody see the spouses at this event?
No, the spouses were not at this event,
Well,
which is why
the canoodling occurred.
Yeah,
because I guarantee you, if your wife is there, you're not going to be canoodling with another woman.
Well, yeah, I think that's pretty much the point. So, I mean, they say that the whole thing is innocent. The Athletic came out and defended her and said she does great work and, you know, we're behind her or whatever. But I don't know, man. I think she's going to have a much more difficult time recovering from this because just for an example, if you look at her Twitter account today, she had posted a story about the NFL officials trying to reach a new collective bargaining agreement, the referees.
Right.
And there's a possibility of replacement refs for the upcoming season.
We've been through that before.
And it sucks. Coming up to the upcoming season. Possibly. So she posted a story on that, and every single response, every comment is about Mike Vrabel. It's about anything but that.
Well, weren't you saying that she had some kind of an inside scoop on the Patriots?
She's had multiple stories now. Yeah. There was one about A.J. Brown. There was one about Vrabel himself over the years that she reported on. And so clearly he was her source. Allegedly, at least that's what it looks like. And I am not so naive to think that reporters and the people they cover don't become friendly with one another.
Sure.
Or maybe hang out. And I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that. I think that's okay. I've hung out with people I've covered before. But when we're getting to a point where you might be having relations with one of them.
This would be a long way from the Mike Pence rule.
Which is?
He would never be alone with a woman.
Oh, that's right. Well, I don't think you have to do that. We don't have to get crazy with it. Still, but they weren't, John. They were with other people. They were with friends.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that's that. I don't think that's particularly good. I think she's going to have a difficult time recovering from that. But
I hope the canoodling was worth it.
Yeah, dude, because it could potentially be a career killer. That's and I know that here's the problem with it. And I would imagine there are a lot of, I haven't heard a ton of reaction to it from other female reporters. I've heard a little bit, but I would think that at least privately, most of them are pretty upset about it because they already have a difficult time covering men's sports.
Right.
Where, it's easier than it used to be, but it's still difficult because there are always those people who perceive that, oh, you're probably sleeping with somebody, aren't you? That's how you got that scoop. And that's a tough thing to overcome. So if here's this woman who's prominent behaving like that, and of course he's at fault too here.
Oh, hello.
But nothing is going to happen to him.
Right.
That's just the reality of the situation. Nobody's going to do anything to him. The Patriots aren't going to fire him. So I can imagine there are probably some female reporters out there that are not happy about this. It just makes their jobs tougher.
I think men generally never really count the costs when they, engage in extramarital activities and the damage that can very likely do to your family, your relationship with your children, and ultimately grandchildren. And I don't think men, as a rule, count that cost effectively enough.
You're probably right. And, I didn't even mention that part of it. I mean, I did mention that they're both married to other people, but there is, how's his wife feel today?
Right.
How does her husband feel? And there are also, somebody had dug up her talking about her husband jokingly on the air. I think it was about 5 or 6 years ago. And it was in relation to a story about Aaron Rodgers, who was getting married. And I forgot which actress it was. It might have been Olivia Munn, or there was another actress he dated. And he was posting a lot about her on social media. And so they were kind of joking around about how he was overposting. And she made the comment, well, look, I have, she's beautiful. This woman is beautiful. And so, of course, he's going to go on and on about her. I have an average husband. My husband is average, so I don't post him at all. But if I was, married to somebody beautiful, I probably would overpost. And so people are digging up stuff like that, which is an awful thing to say, even if you're joking.
Right.
You're burying your husband on national TV.
Not good.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I think she's going to have a really difficult time overcoming this. Also, the NFL is being investigated, John, by the Department of Justice. And this is according to a couple of different reports. NBC News is on it. Wall Street Journal has been on it. And the Justice Department has opened an investigation about the NFL forcing football fans to pay too much in subscription fees. And this is according to a person familiar with the investigation. And this goes back to the 1961 Sports Broadcasting Act, which allowed sports leagues to get around some of the antitrust concerns by negotiating media rights. Well, it used to be there were many more games available on free television. And now those are becoming tougher and tougher. So Senator Mike Lee out of Utah is the chairman of the Senate Subcommittee on Antitrust. And this is after, he had written a letter last month requesting a review of the NFL streaming platform exemptions. So the DOJ is going to look into all of these different deals they have with like Amazon Prime, and I think there might be some Netflix stuff, but there are multiple different streaming services.
Peacock, Hulu. I mean, it's all of them.
It's so expensive to watch the NFL.
Yep.
We'll see if anything comes out of it. My guess is there won't be anything that comes out of it, but we'll see. Golf is happening right now, and it is a pretty big event. I think you know what I'm talking about. And with the tournament now ongoing, there is a special mulligan that FanDuel is allowing you to have. It's called the Mulligan Bet Back Token, and it's only this week in golf. So once the tournament begins, which is, as I mentioned, already started, you can turn any losing bet into a bonus bet for another try. So you got some protection here. You can take a sleeper pick if you want to take your chances on that. You can make a bold prediction and feel confident in doing so. If there's somebody you think is going to win the whole thing, go for it. Place that bet. Or if there's somebody you think might finish in the top 5, you can lock that in too and do it with confidence, because if that bet doesn't hit, you've got that mulligan in your back pocket ready to go. FanDuel.com/Missouri to claim your special mulligan bet back token. FanDuel.com/Missouri. Must be 21 or over and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Refund issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max refund $5 unless otherwise specified. Restrictions apply, including token expiration. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This Saturday, St. Louis City SC is headed to Texas to take on FC Dallas. And Y98 is going to the Hub STL at the District in Chesterfield for the official City on Tap watch party presented by Michelob Ultra. Join radio host Matt Rocchio for the pregame match show, halftime, and post-match show live from the Hub STL. And enjoy food and drinks from Steve's, Oaxaca, and Narwhals as City SC looks to keep the momentum rolling against Dallas. It all kicks off at 7 p.m. at the Hub STL.
Spring cleaning rule number 1, out with the old, in with the new. And frankly, your family's old internet connection is a dinosaur. Upgrade to the 1 gig modern family standard from i3 Broadband. It's 100% true in-home fiber with equal upload and download speeds, so your teenager's gaming won't crash your video call. Even better, we're currently offering our longest price guarantees ever on our gig speed internet services. Say goodbye to exploding promo prices and hello to budget certainty. Visit i3broadband.com/radio and start your spring off right.
Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
It's sunny out there. Very nice. 76 degrees. A lot warmer than yesterday. Breezy this afternoon. High of 83. Tonight, a low of 59.
Weather sponsored by Renner Garage Door, forward and back, RENNER.
Giddy up! Cardinal Cowboy for Team Renner here, America's oldest family-owned garage door company, serving both wholesale and retail markets. Free repair or replacement quotes and $100 off a new garage door. RENNER.
Hey guys, Glover here with my friends at Michael's Baths. Were you feeling a little embarrassed when the family came to visit for the holidays and all you could think about was your bathroom not quite being up to par? Now is the perfect time to plan ahead for a spring installation of a beautiful new bathroom. At Michael's Baths, we specialize in beautiful, safe bathroom remodels from tub to shower conversions to full renovations, including paint and electrical work. Call 636-775-0800 or go to michaelsbaths.com. Mike is a great guy, does great work. That's michaelsbaths.com.
Hi, I'm Jim Brennan with McKelvey Homes. The American dream is owning your own home, especially a brand new McKelvey home. This will be your last chance to take advantage of the tremendous savings of the 6 remaining market-ready homes or our luxurious Madison display at Summerlin and O'Fallon. Also get special 4.99% fixed 30-year financing. Talk to Stephen Bonfani on how you can qualify for this great offer. Visit McKelveyHomes.com. It's time to move up to McKelvey.
Get inside your Redbirds in the 2026 season every Tuesday at noon. It's All Access with Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol on your voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
And we've got tickets to give away to see Billy Idol September 10th at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. And we want to give those away to caller number 6 to the contest line at 314-955-1120. 314-955-1120. And that is brought to you by Live Nation, giving us those tickets to see Billy Idol. So good luck to you. And if you don't win today, don't worry. We'll have one more opportunity tomorrow. We'll give away our final pair of tickets for that. Hey, just real quick, I should mention this. Haven't mentioned it yet. The Masters are ongoing.
They are.
They started this morning, and there's an ISU guy in.
Is that right?
Yeah, former college basketball player, Illinois State player, Brandon Holtz, qualified. It was a huge surprise. He qualified. He's in, and he is. I think he's down the leaderboard. He's not doing great, but it's just it was a cool story because
he's probably never played that course before.
Yeah, I don't know if he has.
I gotta imagine that's a tough course to get on.
And right now, Patrick Reed is in the lead, and
is that right?
Yeah, it just started.
Oh.
I mean, we're on day one.
I know,
but I think it's pretty cool, man. I mean, guy was like he's a financial advisor or something, and he just went and qualified for the Masters.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah,
wow.
Super cool stuff. So, Jonathan, want to ask you about the elections that took place this past week. We talked a little bit about that with Major Garrett, and Democrats have done pretty well in the last few special elections that have taken place over about the last year or so in various spots of the country. And people who are paying close attention will say that looks bad for Republicans. Even if a Democrat loses an election, like there was the Marjorie Taylor Greene district where the Democrat overperformed by double-digit points,
Over 20 points.
Even though they lost.
Right.
They still performed very well. What do you think this means for the upcoming midterms? We are still several months away from that.
Yeah, I mean, unless something, changes substantially, it's going to be a very, very bad night for Republicans. And history is, very illustrative here. And the other stat that I would point to, of all the seats that have flipped I'm talking state legislative seats, congressional seats, special elections, governors. Of all the seats that have gone from one party to the other since January of 2025, not one has flipped from Democrat to Republican. Not one. And there's something like 19 or 20 that have flipped from Republican to Democrat. And so that tells you that, and you've got a razor thin majority in the House, a little bit more leg room in the Senate for the GOP. But I think the House is a foregone conclusion. It's going to be run by the Democrats.
So what would have to happen between now and then for that to not happen?
You need to see an appreciable upturn in the economy, where wage growth is exceeding inflation. We're not there right now, and a confidence level. And the confidence level doesn't just so. The confidence level is a lagging indicator. So the economy will get healthier, and at some point after that, the public will get it and feel confident about the economy.
How long does that usually take?
Months. So, now you have a major terrorist attack in the country. Could happen. Things like that can change the dynamic, but the president's approval numbers have been in a steady fall almost from the first week of the second term.
The terrorist attack, and God forbid that happens.
Right.
I mean, obviously this is not a good environment that we're in right now, and I suspect that some of our actions are breeding potential terrorists.
Yeah.
I think we're pissing off enough people around the world that you might motivate somebody to do that. And right. I hope not.
I do too.
But I think we're in a really bad environment right now. My wonder about that though is when 9/11 happened, and I don't imagine we're going to have something like that happen again, because that was, just I don't have to tell you.
Yeah.
But it is, when that happened, that was maybe the last time we were all kind of in it together.
Yeah, it was an amazing time. After you get over the initial shock of what just happened that we all witnessed. I remember on my little street where we lived at the time, almost every house on the street had an American flag out. By the front door.
So,
and it was an incredible coming together.
So even people who voted against George Bush at that time, and this is where I'm going with it, they didn't like him. They thought he was a bumbling idiot.
Right.
Because he was mocked before that first election. It wasn't just once he won. It was prior to it. People got behind him anyway.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know that if something like that happens again, regardless of who the president is, I don't know. So in the past, I think that it would have been easier. Let's say something terrible does happen and an election happens a few months later.
Mm-hmm.
It maybe in a normal year, if our politics are normal, people probably vote for the incumbents, those who are in power already, because there is this banding together kind of thing, like, hey, let's do what we have to do to get behind the government because we're going to defeat this this adversary. But now I don't know that we would have that. Don't you think there would be more blame cast than support?
Well, this recent whatever it was in Iran, it was the first time I've seen the U.S. military deployed, at least that I can think of, when at the beginning of that deployment, most of them become less popular or even unpopular as time goes by. But at the beginning of the deployment, typically the president gets a real bump in job approval and popularity. And that did not happen here. Maybe because of what you say, that's the nature of our politics today, or maybe because they didn't set the ground, properly before launching. But would the country unite as Americans if we were hit in a fashion, something on the level of September 11th? I hope so, but I can't say for sure.
Well, usually in the past, people vote for the incumbent party during wartime.
Yep.
This, I don't think of it. I think this will be the complete opposite.
Yeah, you'd have to go back to the Korean era, the election of Eisenhower in 52 following the Truman presidency. Truman, very unpopular when he left office. History's been very kind to him, and I think rightfully so. But that's a time where we were at war and we switched, horses.
Well, this is just such and I think we say this all the time, so much so that it's almost like saying nothing, but we're in such an incredible era of our politics. And in my lifetime, for sure, it's the strangest time.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's crazy.
And in your business, it's crazy.
It's
too,
crazy.
Isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I say this all the time. 20 years ago, 90% of my activity was fighting Democrats. And now 90% of the stuff we do is Republican primaries.
That's wild.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah.
So, I mean, just that in and of itself has changed.
John Hancock, Chris Ranji here on KMOX. We welcome your text messages and calls, 314-436-7900. Voice messages on the Odyssey app. That app is where you go to get our podcasts. So when the show's over, if there's something you missed, you want to hear an interview, you want to hear a segment or a full show, all of that is podcasted for you. So it gives you something to listen to a little bit later on. Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts. Congratulations to Brad. Brad from Troy, Illinois, won tickets to see Billy Idol September 10th. We will have more tickets to give away. That will be tomorrow on KMOX.
All hail Spamalot, the Tony Award-winning best musical comedy that will have you laughing your coconuts off. The Washington Post declares Monty Python's Spamalot is the funniest musical on Broadway. Entertainment Weekly calls it a hilarious fun fest. The Washington Post says it's unfair to laugh this much. Get your tickets now for the musical comedy event of the year, Spamalot, playing the Fabulous Fox May 5th through 17th. Tickets at fabulousfox.com.
April is the perfect time to reset your home for the long run, and Universal Windows Direct makes that decision easy. Right now, when you buy 2 windows, get 2 for free, and there's no limit. Plus, you'll get 24 months with no payments and no interest, giving you a full 2 years to enjoy the comfort before you pay a dime, and a $500 bonus off your home improvement project. Universal Windows Direct has been great to me. They've been great to all of my listeners. They are absolutely the real deal. 314-334-2522 or universalwindowsdirect.com.
Hey guys, Kevin Wheeler here. I want to tell you about Burn Balance Complex. It's the latest tool available at Supplement Superstores to get you moving down the path you want to when it comes to being in great shape. This is not a fat burner. It is a complete metabolism system. It's Burn Balance Edge for the guys, Burn Balance Zen for the ladies. So make sure you ask for the right one when you go in. But what this does is makes your body work the right way. So what I've noticed in a short amount of time so far, metabolism is great. I mean, you're starting to feel, in fact, I can feel it. Shirts are fitting a little looser. The belt pulls a little tighter. And on top of that metabolism boost, you're also getting some reductions in stress and cortisol levels. You're getting appetite control, craving control throughout the day, all day focused energy with no jitters and crash. And look, it isn't magic. You need to do the work. But I'll tell you this, it's a good assistant. It helps a lot to make the right decisions. So if you want long-lasting results, go to Supplement Superstores. Tell them Kevin Wheeler sent you in. They'll knock 30% off the Burn Balance Complex, and you can find your location at supplementsuperstores.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it.
Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents, so when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the ones you'll actually move into and call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Glover here for my friends at Cantor Injury Law. Cantor is local, and we're here doing the work every day. We're right here in St. Louis, and we're ready to fight for you. CantorInjuryLaw.com or call 314-628-9999.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be solely based on advertisements.
Because we have lawyers in all 50 states, I see lots of lawyers' ads. Most seem to be bragging on results, but are they true or misleading? For example, in some cases, a firm may try a case even though the at-fault party has no lawyer, then brag in the ad about their results. My son Matt got one for nearly $50 million, but we never collected one dime. Some lawyers may say they got a result even though they were sitting second chair at a firm like mine, and even though they had little to do with it. Happens all the time. All that glitters is not gold. At Morgan & Morgan, our results are real. Visit forthepeople.com and go to settlements and verdicts to see for yourself what your case may be worth before you hire a law firm. Do your homework. Fact check. It's easy and too important not to. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey guys, Glover here with my friend Stewie from Stewart's American Mortgage Corporation. Stewie, I think this is going to be a strange season for real estate. Just kind of feel it in my gut. What can people do apropos of their mortgage to put themselves in a better position to get that house?
You know what, Dave, that's a great question. There's a bidding wars that are going to happen this spring. You want to get the house. This is how you're going to make things better. Number one, we give you the power of the pre-approval letter. That means you can go into our portal and generate the letter and edit it for any amount you want up to the amount you're approved without chasing the loan officer. Number two, the bagel loan, no closing costs, no title fees, no lender fees, no appraisal fees. It's a bagel. Bagel looks like a zero, easy to remember. Add that money you would normally pay onto your bid and beat the other offers out. And you know what? The third thing is we can close fast. 10 days. They're going to look away at the other offers because most lenders take as much as 30 days to get done.
You can call or text Stewie at his personal cell phone, 314-324-4440, or you can Google the bagel loan in MLS 226715.
Chris and Amy now. The Dave Glover Show at 1 on the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
It's Chris and Amy show on KMOX featuring John Hancock today. He has been in filling in for Amy, who is out. We assume she's coming back tomorrow on Friday. She loves Fridays. So got a big Friday show for you tomorrow as we take you into the weekend. Yeah. We also we mentioned Brad from Troy who won the Billy Idol tickets. We got a pair to give away tomorrow. You know what? And coming up next, we got Bernie Miklasz with me for the Gas House Gang. So looking forward to that. I love the relationship, John. I don't know how much you've been paying attention to it or did pay attention to it. Josh Schertz, the head basketball coach of the Billikens, and Robbie Avila, who just completed his senior season. So he's finished here. And this is a report from Ross Dellinger from yesterday who says the NCAA, and this is a tweet, the NCAA is exploring a significant change to its eligibility rules, sources tell Yahoo Sports. The proposal creates an age-based standard. Athletes would have 5 years of eligibility from their 19th birthday or high school graduation, no red shirts or waivers. Well, somebody who is one of the Billikens fan accounts retweeted it and said this would be a seismic change. Robbie Avila could get another year at SLU.
Yeah.
To which Robbie responded and said, I would never play for Josh Schertz ever again. I'd rather retire from basketball than put a jersey on for that guy's team. Trash can emoji, thumbs down. To which Josh Schertz responded, can someone look up addition by subtraction in the dictionary? You will see a picture of Robbie Avila. I would rather bring back Jimerson Gibson for year 17 than do year 5 with you. Okay. This is all publicly on Twitter.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And obviously, when you see that, if you don't know them, you would think, oh my God, are they having a beef?
Right.
But they were clearly joking. And so then Robbie tweeted later on that evening to clear this up. Yes, this is satire.
Yeah.
Me and this short and bald guy are locked in for life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so and Josh Schertz responded to that too. Says, unfortunate that so many can miss humor / sarcasm. Robbie and I have a love-hate relationship. He loves me and I hate him. I will let social media unlock the mystery of whether the arrow is whether this is in fact fact or fiction. So I love those two guys, man. And
they have such a unique relationship. And I think it was on this station where I heard Coach Schertz say that not just Robbie, but Robbie's family and he are very close, and that relationship is going to be lifelong, which is very cool and I think somewhat rare, perhaps.
I don't see them interlocking fingers or anything, but they're
at a resort. No,
at a resort.
Yeah, probably not.
They have a great time though, and getting the two of them together. I hope that we have an opportunity. I don't know that we will before Robbie graduates and is gone, but I'd love to get the two of them back together.
Yeah,
in a room. They are very funny on air together.
Yeah, together. That would be great. Maybe. Are we doing those interview shows that after the weekend baseball games anymore? Like we used to do, like
the Live at Shannon's?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's the Live at Lowe's.
At Lowe's, right.
Yeah, they do now. Claves is usually in on that.
Yeah, yeah. Claves is a great interviewer, by the way. I think he is as good as it gets when it comes to interviewing people.
Just having a conversation.
Yeah.
And those are pretty fun too. The Live at Lowe's broadcast.
I'm sure, yeah.
So on Friday nights, we are still doing those, right? I haven't heard anything otherwise. But after a Friday night home game, so there will be one tomorrow. It'll be right there at the Lowe's Hotel. There's that nice deck on the second level. It's just left field line. It's a great environment, and when it's a nice night, you're right there, Ballpark Village. You see the stadium off to your right. You see the Ballpark Village, that little infield area. It's a really cool place to do a show, and they're there pretty much every summer Friday night when they're at home.
Yeah, great, and they have great guests that stop by, former players, current managers. We've had.
Ricky comes by a lot, too.
Ricky does. visiting teams managers popped in from time to time. Just some great programming, and so much of that in our archives. We still have some of that up on the KMOX 100 website, right?
I believe we do. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
That's been a great resource to go back and listen to some of that stuff.
No kidding.
Yeah. Just really cool. All right. John Hancock, I think what we are going to do is tell you to go away.
All right.
Unless you want to stick around for Gas House Gang, you can hang out with Bernie and me.
I have a conference call at noon today.
Is it important?
Yes.
Has there ever been a conference call that's not important?
Yes.
Have we ever had a conference call that's unimportant? Matt Pajeski, you tell me.
I don't think so.
No? Every single conference call we ever have is an important conference call.
Very meaningful. Yes.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. We'll have Cardinals baseball, not today, but it is coming back tomorrow. And we hope that you are going to be back for that because it is a series against the Boston Red Sox. And John, as we talked about, Boston's 4-8.
Yeah.
They're having a miserable start to the season.
Very rough start. Yeah. Didn't see that coming. And they're in maybe the toughest division in all of baseball.
Yeah. AL East is always pretty tough. And when the Red Sox come to town, there's always a draw. It's no matter how good or bad they are, they've got a national following. It's not quite as strong as the Yankees have because Boston hasn't been as good as New York, but the Yankees they travel so well.
They do.
Oh my gosh, man. I'll tell you something. When I was, I remember at Sox Park, when the Yankees would come to town for batting practice, usually get a handful of people there early to watch the visiting team hit. When the Yankees came to town, it was all around the dugouts, just rows of people to watch the Yankees. They travel with their own security.
I remember going and watching Mark McGuire's batting practice.
Oh my!
I mean, that was,
my God, that
was a treat.
Oh, that summer of '98, we had to come to the ballpark early, just to watch BP. Yeah. That was awesome. John Hancock, love you, buddy. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yep, see you tomorrow.
We got Hancock and Kelly with us to start the show at 9 o'clock. Now, for this show, if you missed anything, you know where to find it. The Odyssey app. All the podcasts are there for you, or wherever you get your podcasts. The interviews, full segments, full show, all there for you. We'll be back tomorrow. Amy Marks Kors, Chris Ranji, the Chris and Amy Show at 9 tomorrow on KMOX.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Money, sponsored by Ethos.
Baseball season is here, and it seems like you can't watch your favorite team without a spreadsheet of streaming services.
This really does require a lot of forethought.
Tim Hanlon of the Vertere Group in Chicago says the next challenge for baseball and most professional sports is streamlining the streaming experience so fans can watch their favorite team without a bevy of subscriptions.
So that there isn't this crazy patchwork of local.
I'm Rob Hart.
My name is Christine, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, was a healthy 34-year-old, and 3 months later, he was gone. Thankfully, he had life insurance. Ethos made it so easy. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. 100% online, no medical exam. Life insurance didn't take away the loss, but it did give us the space to just grieve.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/protect. Ethos.com/protect. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
How do airplanes fly? What's in this box? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Learn how to store your gun securely and make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.